Sorry about that, Dino. I had you shut off there temporarily. We are live here now from Thunderhill Speedway, and we're super excited to have mid-season money, Storm Series race number 6 on this beautiful July 29th. It is hot, it is humid, but temperatures are dropping. The crowd is filing in. We got a special night here, Dean. We've got Mod Force here for the first time. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time today, Dean, obviously we just went live, sorry about that, but we have a special guest today, Dean McMartin. Some of you people that have been watching MBTV over the last couple years, you'll recognize the voice. Those of you here at Thunderhill Speedway, you'll hear something new tonight. Dean McMartin, welcome to Thunderhill Speedway and broadcasting with us tonight. Thank you very much for being around. Tell us about yourself.
Well, Matt, I appreciate the opportunity to jump on and help you with tonight's mid-season money race here at Thunderhill. Of course, we have a huge field of cars, 81 entries in the pit area tonight. So 20 micro sprints, 16 of the BP wings, 14 of the R-Box sprint, R-Box karts. So we have a great field of cars. And as you mentioned, with Soda Mod 4s for the first time at Thunderhill Speedway, we have 8 of them in competition tonight. Kind of look like if you're familiar with racing, they kind of look like a modified. They're just not as powered as highly as some of the bigger classes, the Sport Mod or the regular A-modified classes are. That's why they call them Mod 4s. They're 4-cylinder engines in a modified, and it's a great way for guys to transition from some other kind of body car into a modified and then race it on a national level all across the country. And you'll get a chance to take a look at some of them here tonight at Thunderhill Speedway. As for me, I'm just a race fan who knows how to use a microphone. I've always said that over the, probably 50 years that I've done sports, from play-by-play since I got out of high school, all the way through being a track announcer at several big speedways and doing, traveling series, travel the country doing racing like this. So this is just a whole lot of fun for me. I look forward to what should be a great night.
Well, obviously, it's an honor to be working with you.
No, it's my honor, Matt, to be working with you and the whole crew at MBTV Sports.
Well, I appreciate that greatly. And
come on, it's true.
Well, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun, and it's because of the show these racers put on. It's fun getting in front of the crowd. A lot of my best memories, being 55 years old, was growing up running around these racetracks and all the grandstands, climbing through the dang things with all my buddies and stuff. And I'll be honest, it's hard pressed to find better entertainment. In the summertime, the price of admission, $10 to get in here? The kind of show that a lot of these fans are going to see again tonight. Week in and week out, these racers don't care if they're 8-year-olds or 60-year-old in micros or midgets. I'm just saying, it's super exciting. In fact, I guarantee you some of the first-timers ever being here tonight will leave tonight saying, man, some of them little kids, it was as exciting as watching some of these late models and mods. And I mean, I love them all, don't get me wrong. I never want to take a shot, but obviously running around a lot of these racetracks over the years, it's just super fun. And obviously MBTV, we are hell-bent on bringing more exposure to these kids that are coming up in racing, the sponsors that are on the sides of these cars and at the racetrack. We need to grow more attention on all of these kids, all of these sponsors, not just the kids, but even the adults. We need to bring more exposure and get people knowing how great this racing is and the greatness of the people that are behind the cars and working in the pits. It's just an honor, and tonight's going to be another example, and it's what it's all about, right, Dean?
Absolutely, a great. These guys, they work together all week. They all have other jobs. They go other places. They work Monday through Friday. And then when it comes time, they go to the racetrack and they get together with that other family that they have, that family of other drivers that they know and meet. Well, what did you do this week since I saw you last week when I just about had you at the checkered flag? So guys are swapping stories about how their weeks have gone, what they've made adjustment. They're not sharing too many secrets about what they've done to their cars. Don't want to give away an advantage that somebody might take advantage of and then beat you at the end. Especially tonight on our mid-season money race with all that cash that's up for grabs tonight. Those guys are going to want to be available to try to take home some of that money before it's all said and done here tonight.
Dean, I'll tell you what, we've got 4 minutes until we fire up the Star Spangled Banner. Why don't you run through some of the great sponsors that make tonight possible? Because obviously they are super important. We thank them. And give a rundown of some of the main sponsors. Obviously, we'll hit it from time to time tonight.
You got it. Of course, this is Storm Series race number 6, and our Storm Series is sponsored by QualityFreightRate.com. Tonight's event, our mid-season Money Madness race. Money race is sponsored by TNT Construction out of Menomonie, Wisconsin. We have other sponsors include Johnson Motors out of Menomonie, Eau Claire Diesel Service from Eau Claire, A&M Fiberglass, Lewis New York Septic Service out of Menomonie, Cedar Lake Speedway, big weekend coming up there this weekend, Culver's from Menomonie, Accurate Construction from Menomonie, GRP Motorsports, TL Sins Plumbing, Dick's Fresh Market, Conrad's Auto Salvage, Red Cedar Speedway of Menomonie, Doan Farms of Menomonie, Old World Meats from Duluth, Minnesota, T&M Tire and Auto out of Menomonie, Quality Auto Body from here in Menomonie, K2 Racing Suits by Ryan Bowers, Haas Enterprises, Fleet Farms, Polish Enterprises out of Elk Mound, Wisconsin, Kohler Diesel Repair from Bloomer, Wisconsin, Olson's Funeral Home out of Menomonie, Keys Chevrolet from Menomonie, Hollywood Wellness from Menomonie, Hoffman Homes, Goodrich Trailer Sales out of Elk Mound, the Coyote Den Bar and Grill from Menomonie, J&K Concrete from Menomonie, Southside Body Shop, State Farm Insurance, Dave Jorgensen, State Farm Insurance, and Menomonie Floor Center. Well, we appreciate all those folks. We're talking about this being our mid-season money race. Tonight's prize money looks like this. Rookie Cage, they're going away with gold chain tonight. They're going with some gold hardware. It's going to be chain when they're done. Our box, they're running for $150 to win tonight. The BP Wing, another $150 to win. Our Mod BP Wing, another $150 to win. The 125 250 is $150 to win. That Sportsman is $150. The non-wing A-class micro sprints, that's $500 to win tonight. That's $500 for them to win. The Mod 4 running for $250, and the Gopher State Midgets are running for $700 to win tonight. That's why we call it Money Madness. That's why we got all kinds of cash. We're handed out tonight.
Well, that's thanks for going through those, Dean. Obviously, super important, and I get damn near got to pinch myself working with you. So we're gonna have some fun tonight, buddy. We're gonna have some fun, and you're gonna have to carry me. I'm just hooking up some more things here. Let's see, 654. Looks like they're still doing a little work on the track. So if you got a couple more names, go ahead and rattle them off. Once we see them trucks pull off, then we'll jump on into the national anthem.
All right. Let's see if I've got anybody else that I didn't get to that first time. I think I pretty much got through the entire list of folks that are here tonight. And of course, as we said, QualityFreightRate.com is our Storm Series title sponsor, and tonight's Money Madness race, our mid-season money race, is presented by our folks at TNT Construction right there in Menomonie. So you need some kind of project, summertime, great project. Those guys are busy all year round, but obviously you get a chance to check them out. All right, Matt, looks like we might have gotten all the vehicles off. We should be just about ready for pre-race festivities.
All right, well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, rise and take your hats off, and we'll do the Star Spangled Banner.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Wednesday night, special night too. Normally we're here on Thursday nights, but tonight a special Wednesday night edition, mid-season money. And we appreciate everybody coming out. Hot night, not much of a breeze. You could see the flag barely moving at all during the national anthem. So hopefully you can find a way to stay as cool as possible. Keep yourself hydrated. And the best advice I can give you is, if you have a favorite driver, the louder you cheer, the faster they go. It's scientifically proven. We've wasted millions of dollars from the government to study it, to make sure that that's true. I can't say it if it's not. So make sure that you yell and scream and go crazy for your favorite driver as they go to work here tonight.
All right, we are, Gelso, right now working on getting our socials hooked up. So those of you sitting at home, when you comment, as long as it ain't too outside the lines, we will definitely be watching and we'll be putting up comments. Let us know where you're all watching from.
If it's not too far outside the lines, huh? We have to stay inside the lines?
Yep.
All right. Looks like just about everybody is ready, and our rookie cage karts will be first up tonight for their 6-lap heat race. There are 2 drivers entered in rookie cage tonight. Driving the 0 out of Black River Falls, Wisconsin, that's Arya Johnson. And driving the number 36 out of Stanley, Wisconsin, that's a racer's name, I'm telling you, Rowdy Junker. That is a racer's name right there. You want to have a kid, he's going to be a racer, Rowdy Junker. Off of turn 4, there it is, right there. Arya Johnson and Rowdy Junker. Here comes rookie Cage. There's Rowdy's 36. Wow, folks tuning in from North Carolina tonight. Appreciate that. That's love that. There's young Miss Johnson. All right.
Well, no, obviously the rookie cage These are your 5 to 8-year-olds learning class. Everybody's a winner at this. We don't really keep track of. The one thing we do different here at Thunder Hill being everybody's a winner when it comes to these to this class. We had to go away from, you know, some things years ago just because it got a little rowdy, and we're like, the kids ain't having fun when the parents are fighting each other for the win.
Well, I've always told my kids, do what you like, do what's fun. Everybody races in my family. All my sons and my son-in-laws and my grandchildren all race some form of motorsports. So they all enjoy it and have done it for years. And that's why this is how you do. This is how you learn right here. You go out, you have a little bit of fun. It's competitive. You always want to. You can say, well, we're not really worried about who goes first and who comes in second or anything like that. But those drivers right there, they know I won. I beat him. I was crossed first. So they keep track of that, but we're not so big on it. We just want them to learn the sport and continue their racing career and blossom from here. Who knows? They're off to an R-Box next and then on up from there. And maybe a World of Outlaw someday.
Well,
Rafi Junker and Aaron Johnson.
You're good, buddy.
Coming to the checkered flag as we wrap them up. For Rookie Cage. That'll bring our R-Box field to the Speedway for an 8-lap heat race. Two heats. Here's the lineup for heat race 1 on the pole from Randolph, Minnesota. That's Josiah Hoffbeck. To the outside from Hudson, Wisconsin, that 3J, that's Paxton Friedrich. Row number 2 on the inside, Chippewa, Wisconsin, that's Broxton Henning in the 28. And to the outside of Broxton from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 88E, that's Barrett Evans. Row number 3 on the inside from Downsville, Wisconsin, in the 22T, that's Theo LeBlanc. And to the outside from Colfax, Wisconsin, in the 13, that's Julian Logsled. And starting shotgun of the field at the back in the 19X from Eau Claire, that's Onyx Webb. Hoffbeck, Friedrich, Henning, Evans, LeBlanc, Logsled, and Webb, 8 laps. Field pulls to that front straightaway. Everybody's all lined up. We'll give them the 1 to go. And around they'll come and we'll go racing. Off of 4. Still trying to get them all lined up, looks like. Hoffbeck and Friedrich. And then that's Henning in that 28. Here comes Evans, trying to close in a little bit. And we're going to slow them down again. Try to keep them bunched together. The whole idea is nose to tail, side by side. First of 2 heat races in our box. Josiah Hoffbeck and Peyton Friedrich. Paxton Friedrich, excuse me. Going to lead them down the back straightaway. Now we stay just like this. We're going green off of turn 4. Looking good, looking good. A little bump in the field, but everything looks good. We should go green. And we're off and running here in heat 1. Quick move to the inside. My goodness, what a move for Henning, but then a spin. Hoffbeck 17 and Hennings 28 end up turning around there in turn number 2, just as we were getting underway. Green. Here comes your replay. Look at the move. That move was made, I think that was Evans. No, it was Longset's 13, and then you can see the contact. Longset made a great move from the back row, almost to the race lead on the inside, down into turn 1, and then the two of the drivers that were on the inside got turned around there, Hoffbeck and Henning. Little assist on Evans. Here comes Hoffbeck back in. I'm assuming we're going back to the original starting lineup. We did not get a lap in. We barely got through turns 1 and 2 before the caution came out for Hoffbeck and Henning.
Dean, this will give us a little chance to also thank our stream sponsors. Obviously, without them, this ain't free. They're the ones that climbing all over me when we went pay-per-view at the beginning of the year. Obviously, the amount of reach that we get when we're in our little echo chamber, I wasn't kind of cutting it. So the sponsors, thanks to obviously Kaiser Racing Wheels, way down there, Kaiser Racing Wheels, amazing. Justice Brothers, they came on this year. Great company. Everybody knows Justice Brothers. They've been watching around local racing for, gosh, I don't even know how long. Old World Meats, of course. And with that, we'll go back to racing. Dino, take it over.
All right, buddy, here we go. Side by side, looking for that green flag. Let's see if Logset can get that kind of start he got last time. Oh, much better start this time from the inside. Evans goes way high with 3 wide down into turn 1. Goodness gracious, look at that. And it's Henning out to the early advantage. And Longslett coming quickly hard in that number 13. Little slide job on the inside there. Moves Friedrich back into 3rd in front of Longslett. Now Longslett coming to the inside. That's the battle for 3rd and 4th. And Longslett coming inside, going to bring Friedrich with. They're into 2nd and 3rd now. Evans coming now. The 88 moving up. Barrett Evans in that 88. Trying to work his way toward the front of this field. Gets around Friedrich. Meanwhile, up front, here comes Longslett to the race lead. Julian Longslett. Out front in that number 13, started deep in this field, remember. Started way back in 7th spot. And now has found his way all the way to the front. And running fairly quick times. Oh, a little trouble for Friedrich. But he'll keep it going. Let's see if he keeps it going and we stay green. And we will. Longset and Evans running 1 and 2. Barrett Evans now closing the gap down. You can see Julian is running that 13 almost as high as he can, way up by the wall. And Evans is trying to close and is closing the gap on him. Got it down to 0.3 of a second with a couple of laps to go. White flag should be coming here. Final trip around. Julian Longslett in the 13. On his way to picking up the heat race win. Here comes Evans hard on the inside. Longset slides up, slowed down, going into the corner, and Derek Evans picks up the heat race win. Longslett winds up 2nd. Henning comes home 3rd. Webb comes home 4th, and then Friedrich comes home 5th. I thought for sure that Longslett had that thing and he just slid way up. There was a lap car kind of there, but Evans picks up the win. Heat race number 2 coming up in our R-Box division. And it will start like this. On the pole from Winona, Minnesota, that's the 5S, that's Sammy Pettit. Outside from Ladysmith, Wisconsin, that's Cashton Lear. Row number 2, inside from Winona, Minnesota, that's the 4 of Luke Pettit. To the outside from Spring Valley, Wisconsin, the 19H, that's Henrik Holmgren. Row number 3 on the inside from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 34, that's Brantley Langer. To the outside from Downsville, Wisconsin, that is Dirks LeBron. And starting shotgun of the field from Colfax, Wisconsin, that is Carter Knudsen. Field rolls away. 5S of Pettit. And the 30C of Lear, your front row. Luke Pettit and Henrik Hollerud there in row number 2. Nose to tail. Everybody fans out as we come off of turn 4, and we go green, and they're 3 wide down into turn 1. No wonder people like watching racing here. 3 and 4 wide all kinds of time. Pettit jumps out to the lead. Luke Pettit in the 4, and the battle for second. Lear in that 30 on the inside. Here comes Langer in the 34, moving up into third now. Luke Pettit and Cashton Lear, then Brantley Langer and Derek LeBlanc, your front 4, and then Hollerud right now running in 5th. Pettit settles in, looking smooth. Lear, Pettit started on the inside of that second row. Lear started on the outside of the front row. Got a little bit jumbled up early on, but has gathered himself back up and gotten back running. LeBlanc trying to challenge Langer. That would be for third. LeBlanc in the 22, Langer in the 34, keeping it nose to tail, couple of laps to go. All alone out front, it's Luke Pettit in the 4. Pettit to the white flag. No, to the checkered flag, my mistake. Checkered flag for Pettit. Lear comes home second, followed by Langer, LeBlanc, and Hollerud, your top 5. Luke Pettit out of Winona, Minnesota, picking up the win in heat race number 2 for R-Box. All right, we go BP wing racing up next, and there are 3 heat races tonight. This is heat race 1 of 3. And here's how they'll line up. On the pole from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, the 18T, that's Trip Swan. To the outside, from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 7 DJR, that is Kinsley Schmutz. Row number 2 on the inside, from Woodville, Wisconsin, the 21M, that's Owen Malgrim. To the outside, from Winona, Minnesota, the 3J, that's Jonathan Pettit. Back row inside, from Trempealeau, Wisconsin, the 8, that's Alan Byrne. And to the outside from Colfax, Wisconsin, that's the 16 of Oakley Booth. Swan, Schmaltz, Malgrim, Pettit, Byrne, and Booth. Off and rolling here in heat race 1 of 3 for BP. Pettit trying hard to find his way around Swan. Pettit Again, takes a look off the turn number 4, coming to the inside, but Swan's able to hang on. Now Pettit going to the outside, down the back straightaway. Real battle for the lead. Here comes Pettit again. Slide job inside. Moves him up a little bit and grabs the lead. Pettit and Swan, 1 and 2, and now in the mix. Here comes Kinley Schmutz, and that's 7. Up in the third now. Schmutz trying to get by Swan. That would be for second. Pettit has moved away just a little bit. Nose to tail. That battle for second. Two laps to go. Schmutz again looking, coming hard on the inside. Got the line down into turn 3. Kinsley into the second spot. Now can it hang on? No. Cannot hang on there at the white flag as through comes Booth in the 16. Pettit's coming to the checkered flag off of turn 4. Oakley Booth going to come home second, followed by Schmutz and Swan and Byrne. Schmutz made the move, but then couldn't hang on, keep it down, and Booth took advantage, got to the inside, and grabbed that second spot. Second of 3 heat races coming up, and they start like this. On the pole from Superior, Wisconsin, that's the 1T, that's Tanner Johnson. To the outside, from Runnels, Iowa, the 79, that's Dax Housley. Row number 2 on the inside from Elva, Wisconsin, the 15, that's Brandon Stevens. To the outside from Elk Mound, Wisconsin, the 44, that's Levi Anderson. And starting in the back, the 36 out of Stanley, Wisconsin, that's Henry Junker. Off and running down into turn number 1. Battle for the race lead. Johnson and Housley. Tanner Johnson, now Brandon Stevens up into the second spot. Tanner Johnson, your race leader in that 1T. Now Housley to the race lead. Housley, Johnson, Stevens, Junker. That's your front 4. Halfway home when we get this time. Good battle for that second spot or that third spot actually, between Stevens and Junker. Now Junker coming to the inside on Stevens. That would be for third. Junker moving up into third now. Then number 36 moving back Stevens to fourth. Still Dax Housley out front, all alone in the 79. Then Johnson in the 1T. Junker runs third. There's Housley and that 79 machine out of Runnels, Iowa. On cruise control, looking good, really running those guys really run that high side of the back straightaway. To the checkered flag, they come, and Housley's going to win it. Johnson's going to come home second. Junker will hang on for third in front of Stevens and Anderson. All right, here's your lineup for your third BP Wing Heat. And it looks like this. On the pole from Menomonie, Wisconsin, it'll be the 7S. That's Easton Schultz. On the outside from Randolph, Minnesota, the 14. That is Archer Hoffbeck. Row 2 on the inside from Wheeler, Wisconsin, the 23. That's Harper Halapka. To the outside from Ellsworth, Wisconsin, the 7B. That is Braden Jiraji, and starting shotgun on the field from Colfax, Wisconsin, that's the 32 of Otto Erickson. So there's your lineup. Third and final heat, BP wing. Off and running they go, nose to tail. Schultz in front of Halapka. Halapka now trying to get inside. Otto Erickson. Oh, look at a little bit of trouble. Couple of sevens get collected. Schultz and Jiraji. Here it comes on MBTV Sports. Look at Erickson had the inside. They tried to make the crossover. That was Schultz or Jiraji. That was Jiraji in that 7B. And then Schultz comes in. They make contact. Everybody's able to drive away, though. A little bit of frustration that time looked like for Brandon Jiraji in that 7B. You could see him kind of pound the steering wheel like, man, I can't believe I just caught that. He made the crossover and then got turned just a little bit and made contact with Schultz. All right, single file, we'll line them up. 2 laps down, 6 laps remaining. Hoffbeck, Erickson, Schultz, Halapka, and Jiraji, your top 5. Hoffbeck in that 14 will lead them back to the green flag off of turn number 4. Hoffbeck, Erickson, Schultz, Halapka, and Jiraji. Jiraji's moved up a spot around Schultz. Halapka trying to close the gap on Erickson. The 2 sevens continue to battle Schultz and Jiraji. They keep trading spots back and forth. Slide job. Hoffbeck holds the advantage, and it's a sizable one, over a second out in front of Otto Erickson in that 32. And then Harper Halapka in that 23 runs third. Halapka trying to close the gap on Erickson. Still about a half a second back. White flag time. Final time around, no trouble for Hoffbeck. Archer Hoffbeck all by himself rolls off a turn number 4 to the checkered flag and the heat race win, capturing heat race number 3. Otto Erickson will hang on for second, then Halapka, Schultz, and Jiraji. Sitting at home watching last week, I heard Zach say this was his favorite class. They put on a heck of a show. Here is the sportsman heat race, and this is how they line up. On the pole from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, that's the 74 of Jake Johnson. To the outside, from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 27 of Henry Scholes. Row number 2 on the inside, Rock Falls, Wisconsin, that's Trayton Belchek. And to the outside, the 105 from Rock Falls, Wisconsin, that's Ashton Henshin. And starting shotgun on the field from Hudson, Wisconsin, the 555, that is Matt Belchek. Johnson and Scholes to lead them on the front row. Belchek, Henshin, and Belchek. Good looking start. Coming off of 4. Green flag's going to wave, and we're going racing down into turn number 1 here in the Sportsman. Johnson gets out to the early advantage, but he'll be challenged right away by Belchek's 55. All 5 karts right there, nose to tail. Belchek again looking. Johnson has the inside. Belchek able to just kind of follow along down into turn 1. Matt Belchek now third. So it's Johnson, Belchek, and Belchek. Here comes Trayton. Trayton Belcheck to the race lead on the inside of the 55. Slides it through. Johnson coming right back. Johnson to the inside. Can he get the pass? He's got the line off of turn 4. Yes, he can. Matt Belcheck coming with him on the inside now. Trayton on the outside. And they'll look now, but here comes Henshin. Henshin in the 105 getting into the mix. What a battle, dicing it back and forth. Belcheck now to the inside on Henshin, moves back into third. Trying to get inside of Matt on second. Trayton to the inside of Matt. Belcheck against Belcheck. They'll trade spots for a minute. Now they'll trade them again into turn 3. Good news for Jake Johnson. Coming to what should be the white flag. Final time around. Johnson, Belcheck. And Henshin, your front 4. Off of 4. Johnson coming. He'll get the checkers of the heat race win. I can see why Zach likes that class. Boy, they just get right after it. No trouble. Nose to tail. Nobody runs away with anything. That'll bring us back to our Mod BP Wing division, a single heat. And Mod BP Wing. And the lineup there for you. On the pole from Randolph, Minnesota, that's the 14 of Archer Hoffbeck. To his outside from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the 27, that's Xander Glumsky. Row number 2 on the inside from Colfax, Wisconsin, the 8, that's Kennedy Klukas. To the outside from Trempealeau, Wisconsin, the 8X, that's Alan Byrne. And starting shotgun of the field from Stanley, Wisconsin, the 44, that is Reese Smith. Hoffbeck and Glumsky, Klukas and Burns and Smith. Single heat race in Mod BP Wing. Folks from Bowers Racing getting ready to watch them go for midgets a little later. Thank folks from commenting on MBTV Sports as we're live just about everywhere in the world. And we're live at beautiful Thunder Hill Speedway for this mid-season Money Madness race by TNT Construction. And we're off and running, and Hoffbeck has quickly pulled out a little bit of trouble, got a car slowing down out of turn number 2. See whether or not they'll make it to the infield. Looks like we'll stay green. And the battle there has Byrne moving, Byrne and Smith at 8 and at 44. Continue to dice it up back and forth. That's second and third right there. Right now, Alan Byrne and Reese Smith. Everybody behind.
White flag on the track right now. Looks like we lost Dean there. We're coming to the, looks like Hoffbeck's got this one wrapped up. Archer Hoffbeck to the checkered flag. Followed by Alan Byrne. Smith, then Klukas coming in 4th. Glumsky coming in 5th. Looks like Dean's back. Dean, why don't you go, welcome back to the show.
all of a sudden, everything went quiet, and I'm like, I wonder what happened.
Gotta love technology. This is our first time working with you remote, so we're kind of waiting for a few curveballs, so we really appreciate you coming in, but I'll hand her off to you. Take it over, buddy.
All right, we'll go back to racing. We line up our 125, 250 wing class. And they will start like this from Elk Mound, Wisconsin on the pole in the UFO 2. That's Brody Conkey. From Menomonie, Wisconsin to the outside, the 29 will be Caleb Kropp. Row number 2 inside from Downing, Wisconsin, 66B, that's Blake DeSmith. And to his outside from Madison, Wisconsin, the UFO, that's Holder Harder. Back row inside from Pella, Iowa, the 52 of Knox Peterson. And from Rice Lake, Wisconsin, the 22 of Davin Houck. Conkey and Kropps, DeSmith and Harder, Peterson and Houck. That's your lineup, 125, 250 wing heat race. Just a single heat race here tonight in this 125, 250 wing. Trouble for Blake DeSmith in the 66. Going into the infield, going to need a little bit of assist. And there we go. Oh no, he just got to turn right back into the infield. Apparently something is not right with DeSmith 66, so we'll start one short. Crew over to take a look along with our track officials. And whatever it is, it's going to be terminal for the heat race. So hopefully Blake is able to get the 66 back and for the main event tonight, a chance at that money. All right, here we go down the back straightaway. Conkey and the UFO 2 going to lead him to the green. Side by side down into 1 and 2 with Kropp and the 29. Kropp's going to grab the slight advantage, sets that thing in, trying to ride the cushion, but Conkey gets back. Now they're even again. Wheel-to-wheel action in 125, 250 wing. Now Kropp again up to the high side. Now this time, Conkey moves through. Back and forth we go. Battle for the lead. Houck up into third. Peterson runs fourth. Harder in a 5 spot. Kropp continues to hold the advantage in that black 29. That bright green, yellow, neon yellow 0, UFO 2. Conkey now getting a little bit of contact, and Houck now has moved past in the 22 machine up into second. Conkey now falling back, has fallen all the way back to fourth now. Battling with the UFO of Harder. Up front, DeSmith. Up front, Kropp and Houck to the white flag. Final time around, Caleb Kropp coming off of 3, now off of 4, should see. And he does. Sees the checkered flag and the heat race win, followed by Houck and Peterson. Then Conkey and Harder, your top 5. Here's the lineup for your first of 3 heat races in our micro sprint division. On the pole from River Falls, Wisconsin, that's the C71 of Carter Jensrud. To the outside, the 99 from Welch, Minnesota, that's Mason Subert. Row number 2 on the inside from Welcome, North Carolina, the 8W, that's Jaden Wagner. We're on the outside, Indianola, the 13M, that's Riley Dawson. Row number 3, inside from the Richmond, Wisconsin, the 22, that is Brendan Newville. To the outside from Stacy, Minnesota, that's Tyler Pulofsky. And starting at the tail, well, from Elko, Minnesota, that's the 18R of Leighton Rose. Micro sprint, 3 heats.
Looks like they're doing a little track prep before the micros come out, throwing a little bit of moisture. I know Chad has actually been talking about leaving things a little bit dry or slick, but go out there a little more often with the water truck and give it a quick spray. Gives us a chance to thank a few more of our sponsors. Obviously, the stream sponsors, Built 2 Media Podcast, Butler Built Professional Racing Seats, Swift Springs, MB Customs. Everybody's heard of MB Customs in this racing crowd, I can guarantee you that. General Rooter, one of our main supporters down out of southern Minnesota. Obviously, if you have any plumbing issues from southern Minnesota all the way up to the Twin Cities, they are the ones you're going to want to call. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Matt. It looks like trap prep has concluded, so we'll get to that first of our micro sprint heat races. Jensrud and Subert, Wagner and Dawson, Newville and Pulofsky, and Rose, 7 drivers, and this is 8 laps the distance. Little go-get-em for Leighton Rose from CJ Gibby. Thanks, CJ, for the comment. Stream it along. You'll see some of those get popped up from time to time.
Dino,
live broadcast.
Dino, I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to let you know we've got 168 people watching online right now. 168. Those of you that are watching, why don't you guys share that stream? Let's get this up to 500. Let's get this up to 500 watching live. Back to you, Dean.
Oh man, you're really trying to build her up tonight there, man. All right, let's give her a go. Let's see if we can get 500 folks watching. All you have to do is text a friend or share the link with a friend, and boom, next thing you know, they're watching the races just like you are. You're commenting, you're cheering for your favorite driver, they're cheering for their favorite driver. Everybody's having a great time on a Wednesday night. And a lot of money to be up for grabs here tonight. Our Money Madness mid-season race, TNT Construction of Menomonie sponsoring tonight's event. Our Storm Series races powered up by our good friends at QualityFreightRate.com. You can see the micros running a little bit higher. They're running that top side where we put a little bit of that moisture in, trying to work that cushion a little bit. All right, here they go. Get it lined up 2 by 2. Ready to go green this time? Not one time, one more. We'll give them the 1 to go this time, and we're ready to go. Jensrud and Subert, Wagner and Dawson, Newville and Pulofsky and Rose. Got folks watching online tonight cheering for Leighton back there. Let's see what he can do from the back of the field. Here we go, off of 4, green flag is in the air. Way up high the wall and off the back straightaway. 3 wide coming through 3 and 4. The battle for the race lead. Jensrud, Subert, Wagner, 1, 2, and 3. Jensrud holds the advantage just slightly over Subert. Subert trying to hold off Wagner, and look at Rose has already worked his way up into 4th. Leighton's on the move. Good battle again for 2nd and 3rd. Here comes Wagner now trying to challenge for the lead. Wagner into 2nd. Subert back to 3rd. Halfway home. It's been Jensrud, now Wagner, Subert, and Rose. Rose now got a little bit of competition as Newville has brought that 22 machine right up behind him in the battle for that 4th spot. Leaders continue to battle as well. Wagner trying to find a way around Jensrud. Carter maintains the advantage at the white flag. Oh, look out! Well, nice save that time by Wagner. I thought he was going to loop it around, but he hung on to it. Jensrud coming to the checkered hill with it, followed by Wagner and Subert, Rose, and Newville, your top 5. Man, oh man, I thought Wagner was going to spin that thing out in turn number 2, and he hung on to it and hung on to 2nd as Carter Jensrud takes the heat race victory, winning heat race 1 of 3. That'll set us up for heat race number 2. On the pole, Ellsworth, Wisconsin, the 48G of Derek Jiragi. To the outside, the 15 from Farmington, Minnesota, that's Luke Patterson. Row number 2 on the inside from Becker, Minnesota, the 128, that's Marshall Willing. To the outside from Colfax, Wisconsin, the 26, that is Kendra Pickett. Row number 3 on the inside from Watertown, Minnesota, that is the 16Z of Claire Zorn Turatrin. And starting on the outside of that row from Ponce, Wisconsin, the 27C, that's Jeff Friedrich. All alone in row number 7, starting in that 7th starting spot, the 628, that's Brian Link from New Richmond, Wisconsin. Jiragi and Patterson will be on the front row.
We're a little late with this one, but we had one rooting for the North Carolinian in that last race.
I see that. I see that. And boy, oh boy, he put on a great race, and then I thought he was going to have a challenge for the lead and nearly spun out and still came home as the 2nd spot. All right, this is heat race 2 of 3, micro sprints. Looks like we'll give them the 1 to go this time. Takes a couple of laps to get them warmed up, get the motors running, get everybody set, and they know where they go, and they get settled in and ready to roll. Still a little kind of strung out. Let's see if we're going green, and we are. Off of 4. Green flag is in the air. We're off and running with Jiragi and Patterson. That front row. Now 3 wide, coming through 3 and 4. Little contact. Oh, jump the wheel. Hangs on. Goodness gracious, what a move. I can't wait to see the replay on that thing. Oh my goodness, here it comes for folks watching at home. Look at it, wheel hop, right here coming off the corner. He's got the run, the front tire goes right up, settles it right back down, and keeps right on rolling. Donnie Turner throwing out a wish for Kendra Pickett in this one. Let's see what Kendra's got. The 26 right now 4th. Going back to the original lineup without a lap complete. They were just coming around to complete lap 1. All right, let's try it again. Here we go. Green flag waves again as they come off of turn number 4. Jiragi from the inside with the early advantage in that 48G, but here comes the challenge. Pickett coming hard and fast on the inside. Pickett up to 2nd, Jiragi, Pickett, Patterson, your top 3. And now I got a car around up on the high side out of turn number 2. That is Zorn Trenton, that's Claire's 16Z. Let's see how it happened here. Let's see if we have the replay on that micro sprint. This is heat race number 2 of 3 in micros. So Zorn Turattin, the 16Z, will slide off. You can see there's the wheel hop coming down the front straightaway. Oh my goodness, what a great that's a great video. You know, if you're sitting at the track, you should maybe think about bringing your tablet, and you sit your tablet there, and then you can catch the MBTV replays as they go. Catch some of that 2 and 3 times. All right, got the field relined up again. We have 2 laps complete. We have 6 laps to go. And Kendra Pickett is now your leader with Jiragi, then Friedrich and Willing, Patterson, Link, and the 16Z of Claire Zorn Turattin in the infield and out of this one. So 6 of the 7 that started are still going with 6 laps to go. Good move for Kendra Pickett so far. Has moved up. I think started in that third row originally and is now right there on the lead.
Well, as of right now, we're up to 186 people. Looks like we've got 148 on YouTube, 38 watching on Facebook. So thanks to all of you for sharing it. You're definitely making a difference. We appreciate it. And everybody commenting on the stream, tell us who you're cheering for. Tell us where you're from.
Oh, yeah. Remember, scientifically, it's been proven. We've wasted millions of government dollars, to prove that the louder you cheer, the faster your favorite driver goes. All right, now, looks like we're going to line them up single file. Had them double file there for a minute till we get everything ready. And now we go single file. Pickett, Jiraji, Friedrich, Willing, Patterson, your top 5. Pickett, who originally started 4th, up to the race lead now. And that 26 machine. All right, here we go. Should be coming back to green, and we are. Back to green flag racing with 6 to go, and Kendra Pickett out front. Pickett all the way to the bottom. Meanwhile, Jiraji goes way up high, trying to run the cushion at the top. Pickett holds the advantage coming off, and now Jiraji's in a bit of a battle with Friedrich. Friedrich coming on the inside, trying to challenge for that 2 spot. That's going to let Kendra get away just a little bit. Jiraji hangs on, continuing to run that high side. You can see the different lines drivers are using. High, down, low. Pickett, she's running kind of the bottom of the racetrack, then kind of washes up to the outside and has made it work. Pickett and Jiraji, Friedrich and Willing. Willing trying to make the move on Friedrich. Big slide job, but can't get through. Should be coming to the white flag for Kendra Pickett here. 1 to go. Pickett, and again, she's running that bottom lane. Meanwhile, Jiraji all the way to the fence, closing the gap, coming hard through 3 and 4. Can he get there? No, he will not. Pickett will win it. Jiraji home second. Friedrich home third. Willing comes home fourth, and Link finishes in the 5 spot.
What an amazing race that one was. These micro sprints are week in and week out, amazing to watch. Can't appreciate them enough, the show they put on week in and week out. All 19 of them showing up here tonight, amazing, super happy. Since we got a second, we'll throw out a couple more sponsors. Obviously, we have Dan Henning Wings. Dan Henning Wings came on board recently. Dan's got quite a few of the cars here tonight that have their wings on them. The Pettits, the Burns, you could just go down the list. And no, one correction, it's Plofsky. Just so you understand how to pronounce that name, Dino. It's Plofsky.
Plofsky, all right, I got it. All right, here comes heat race number 2. Jaeger, Singleton, Koss, Friedrich, Jiraji, and Halapka. Jaeger holds the advantage out front. Singleton and Friedrich in that battle. Everybody running the high side here in heat race number 2. Heat race number 3, I should say. Not too many running that bottom like Kendra did and Kendra Pickett did there in that previous heat race. Coming to halfway this time. Halfway to 8. Still Jaeger in the UFO. You can see those guys really pushing that cushion at the very high side, trick 1 and 2. Down to 1 to go. When they get there this time, should be, let's see, it should be the white flag coming this time, and it is. Yeager in that UFO. Then Jiraji running second. Yeager to the checkers. Jiraji will come home second. And then Singleton, Friedrich, and Halapka. All right, little track like we'll do. I'm agreeing with that last comment. Got to have a bigger monitor.
This next one's going to be super interesting, Dean, with the Mod 4's first time here to Thunder Hill Speedway. We only have 8 of them. I know there's a lot more of them in the area, but a little hot. A lot of people skepticism whether it's going to be good. I think we're going to see some great racing out of them.
I think we've seen some great heat races already. I mean, we've seen some terrific racing. So I don't doubt that this won't be a good one as well.
Now tonight, it is mid-season money, and rumor has it they got all kinds of gold hats and all kinds of bling, jewelry, and all kinds of stuff they're going to be celebrating in Victory Lane.
Well, I can't wait to see that. That'll be fun.
Looks like Chad's out there in the water truck dumping a little water on the track, give those guys a little extra grip for their first time out here. Looks like right now we are up to, it says 199 people. 199 people watching online. The record is 300 on MBTV watching at one time. I sure would love to see that get blown away tonight. Those of you that have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, we are live on all of them. We'd love to try to get more exposure for this racing, all the sponsors. And I ain't going to lie, MBTV Sports as well. So thank you very much, though, for tuning in. We appreciate it. And everybody, pay attention when it comes to where these racers are from. When Dean's calling off all these racers and their names, if there's a racer from your area, definitely consider sponsoring them. If you got a business, get behind them. We definitely want to get you on the sides of these cars. They're going to get a lot of exposure. MBTV's not going anywhere. We're going to be working hard for the track and everybody that's here, trying to continue to grow the fan base, grow the support. Thanks a bunch, everybody.
Well, here they come for the first time here at Thunder Hill Speedway. Our Mod 4s, our Wissota Mod 4s.
Gotta ship it from anywhere to anywhere.
QualityFreightRate.com.
The LTL Freight Logistics Specialist for your small business.
QualityFreightRate.com.
We simplify shipping, eliminate those surprise charges, and negotiate the best rates from most LTL qualified carriers.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Special residential and liftgate rates available for automotive and ag implements.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Use the promo code ICE and get 10% off your first shipment. Startup is so easy. Get a quote and ship today. QualityFreightRate.com.
I lost my mic. Dean Larson, your leader out of Pennock, Minnesota, in that 37. Doug Friedrich now right behind him in the 05. That's your battle for the race lead there. In that D5. Thomas Burgard and Andrew Funt right now the battle for third and fourth. Halfway home here in this one. On our way to 8 laps, it's been Larson from the start. He started on the pole. In that 37 machine. Larson now, Friedrich, Funt now up into third. Andrew Funt in that XL1 has moved into third. To the checkers they come, and Dean Larson from Pennock, Minnesota, going to win the Wissota Mod 4 heat race, followed by Doug Friedrich, Thomas Burgard, Andrew Funt, and Gerald Nona. Last heat race of the evening, and it's our Gopher Midget Racing Series.
Sorry about that there, Dino. It looks like I lost the static mic there for half that race. I apologize.
That's okay. I thought maybe I thought it was
did
me.
not get the static mic back on. Sorry.
That's okay. I just thought it was me. Gopher Midgets will be coming to the Speedway momentarily for their single heat race tonight, and here they come with a push-off onto the back straightaway, and they'll start like this. On the pole from Somerset, Wisconsin, that'll be the 20 of Owen Carlson. Alongside of him from Nowman, Minnesota, the 55, that is Ryan Bowers. Row number 2 on the inside, River Falls, Wisconsin, the C71, that is Carter Jensrud. To Jensrud's outside from Lake Elmo, Minnesota, that's the 19 of Jack Berger. And starting in the third row from Little Canada, Minnesota, 97, that is Cam Schaefer. Carlson, Bowers, Jensrud, Berger, and Schaefer for 8 laps. Amber Lewis with a shout out for Ryan Bowers. Other Mod 4 drivers going, man, I wish we had thought about going. Okay, next time we have you, you're invited, personally invited.
Tell you what, I thought those Mod 4s looked pretty darn comfortable for the first time ever racing out here.
I think you're right, man. I think they look like, man, this is okay. This is good stuff. We like this track. I think you might be able to invite them back.
I have zero doubt after watching that first heat race, they will be back.
All right.
And I've been around this block long enough to know the first time any new cars are here, they're usually not very racy, and there was a hell of a lot of side-by-side racing right there.
Yeah, those guys were getting up and getting after it. That's for sure. First time here, they saw that track and went, "Yep, I like this." All right, one heat to go to intermission. But as probably like we did last week and every week, we'll get that rookie cage feature out of the way before we go to the intermission, get the little guys done, and get their victory lane celebration. All right, go for Midgets, ready to roll for 8 laps. Carlson and Bowers, Jensrud and Berger and Schaefer. Bowers in that red and white machine on the outside. Carlson on the inside. Jensrud in that dome machine. Off and running we go green. Slide through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. It's Bowers out to the early advantage. Can he hold it to complete lap 1? Yes, he can. Bowers will power his way to the early lead. Now they're 2 and 3 wide behind him. Jensrud trying to go to work. The other guy on the move is Berger in that 19. Berger now into second around Carlson. And now Jensrud has moved into third as Carlson slides back again. And now look at this battle for second here. Carlson, Jensrud down on the inside. Berger coming right back. Jensrud with a slide job, but he couldn't hold on to it. Way up by the fence he goes, and now he's got the advantage, and into second goes Carter Jensrud. Ryan Bowers all by himself out in front in that 55 machine. Field now starting to string itself out just a little bit with a couple of laps to go. Bowers will bring it to what should be the white flag. And it is. 1 to go. Bowers off of 4 to the checkers and the heat race win, followed by Jensrud, Berger, Carlson, and Schaefer.
Well, if my hunches are correct, we're going to do a 1B main before we end up going to intermission. So we do have 1B main.
I thought we might have. I thought we might have 1B main before we.
And this place is known to also run the rookie cage as well.
Right.
So I think we'll see what comes out next. You almost have to look at the running order, Dean. You got it there?
I'm looking it up right now. Yes, there is a B feature in our BP wing, and that lineup. If that race is up next, and that's what it is, there they are. Their lineup is like this. On the pole from Wheeler, Wisconsin, that's the 23 of Harper Halapka. To his outside, Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, that's Trip Swan in the 18T. Row 2, Elba, Wisconsin, the 15 of Brandon Stevens. Ellsworth, Wisconsin, the 7B of Brandon Jiragi. Row 3, inside Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 7S of Easton Schultz. Elkmount, Wisconsin, the 44 of Levi Anderson. And the back 2, from Trempealeau, Wisconsin, the 8 of Alan Byrne. And from Woodville, Wisconsin, the 21M of Owen Malgrim. The top 4 drivers will advance. Top 4 to tag the main. So we've got 7 drivers for 4 spots. Got 8 drivers for 4 spots. Eight laps, ready to come back to green this time. Green flag goes, Swan, alongside of Halapka. Oh, look out! A little bit of contact. Everybody going to get going, but trouble for that 21M of Malgrim got turned around. Going to keep going, though, and we stay green. Remember, the top 4 transfer right now. Trip Swan in that transfer spot right here in that 18. Halapka, Burns, Schwann now up to 3rd, and Schultz now into that final transfer spot in the battle with Jiragi. Jiragi now trying to get through on the outside. And Brandon Jiragi now moving into the transfer spot in that 7B. Jiragi trying to hold on to that final transfer. We're halfway home. It's Halapka and Byrne running 1 and 2. Swan runs 3rd, and Jiragi in the final 4th and final transfer spot with Anderson on the outside looking in. Levi Anderson of the 44 trying to find his way in. Battle up front. Byrne trying to go for Halapka with a lap car in the process. Around Malgrim they go, and now they're side by side. Byrne to the inside. Now going to have the advantage coming off of 4. White flag lap, final time around. Byrne, followed by Halapka. Swan runs 3rd. Jiragi still in the 4 spot. Anderson trying to get there. Byrne to the B win. And Jiragi will hang on to that 4th and final transfer spot and the final position in the A main tonight at BP Wing. Alan Byrne with a big run ran down Halapka and was able to get him with the final couple of laps. Swan hangs on, and Jiragi moves up to take that final transfer spot. All right, we're waiting to see, and yes, we will. We will run our rookie cage final and go through their celebration, Victory Lane celebration. So here they come. That 36 of Rowdy Junker and the 0 of Arya Johnson. Junker and Johnson in rookie cage. Remember, this is how you get started with these wing karts. You start in the cage without the wing, with a restrictor plate to limit the horsepower that the motor can generate. A lot of times these are a Predator motor. They do not generate as much horsepower as the regular clone motor or some of the other engine packages. Here comes Johnson now, coming up alongside of Junker. Junker and Johnson.
That is the junior dark horse right there.
Right there, look at that.
Of Kyle Johnson, a local dirt racing star, pretty much has raced everything. It's fun to have them guys back here tonight.
And now here comes the next generation.
Exactly.
Arya Johnson of the 0 and Rowdy Junker in that 36 here in rookie cage. Remember, this is scheduled for 10 laps. Give them 10 laps. And at this age, laps is crucial. Laps are crucial for these young drivers. The more seat time you get, the more comfortable you get, the easier it is to go out on the track and turn laps and try and pass cars and move things around. The laps are crucial at this age. Corey Hansen throwing out a cheer for Arya Johnson. Rookie cage final. Last of our pre-intermission events.
Well, we were dancing with the 200 mark on YouTube, and
oh, come on, we had to have blown past that, haven't we?
Oh yeah, well, record's 300. Those of you that are watching, let us know where you're watching from. It's always kind of fun. Last time we had somebody watching in New Zealand. How far away can we reach this thing?
Oh man, Yeah, that's a ways. Rookie cage carts coming up and finishing off their event here tonight. We'll get a little victory lane celebration for them here in a little bit. And then we'll get ready for our championship main event on our TNT Construction mid-season money race. There's Aria Johnson at 0 to the checkered flag. And here comes Rowdy Junker. I'm telling you, that is a great racing name, Rowdy Junker. I mean, you want to... I don't know what else to tell you. That's all right. Let's send them both to victory lane, and we'll get them our celebration underway, our TNT Construction victory lane tonight. There's Aria.
And her father, Kyle.
And here comes Rowdy. Okay.
That Junker family knows their way around this place. They've got an older one that has been in victory lane a lot here as well. So it's great to see another Junker coming up the pipe.
Yeah, Rowdy's going to be in the hunt. There's no doubt about that. All right. Here comes Aria out. Here comes Rowdy out. It's not an easy process to get out of these cage carts. If you think, well, how come they can't just pop out? No. It's a full 5-point harness, just like if you were driving a World of Outlaws sprint car. It's the same safety components for these little guys and gals in these carts, the wing carts and everything. All right, here she comes. Rowdy's got to get the gold chain on. There we go.
We're missing the gold hats. I don't know where the gold hats are, but I've seen them floating around here.
Okay, there we go. Hold them. We got to get it perfect for the picture. You know, you got to get that perfect shot. There it is, right there. How about make a little bit of noise for our rookie cage folks? How about that? These guys are going to be around there. These are future racing champions right here. You watch them. Look at that, got the big gold dollar chain there. Man, that's looking good. Nicely done.
I'm getting words from Majestic Mark that he's kind of thinking there's something else coming up the pipe. Nobody's moving out there to do some track prep, so.
You're thinking we're going right on to the next one of some kind?
Can't imagine. They've got to be going to intermission, don't they? Gunner, I know you can hear me. Are we going to intermission right now, brother?
I hope so, because I need to charge my computer and switch my headset for a minute here. So I'm hoping for a little bit.
All right, I don't see any scorers down there. So that means this is going to be intermission, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
With that, oh, wait a sec. What's going on here? They just got to be testing.
That looks like somebody's trying something.
Yeah, that's got to be what's going on. We're still working on some of the communication when it comes to what's happening at the track. We're going to get radios soon. We are going to get radios so we have a little bit of knowledge of what's kind of up. Looks like they're just kind of shaking this car down a little bit before we get to the features.
Maybe had a little engine issue in the heat race or something, and they made a little bit of a change or something and asked for a couple of laps here before we go to intermission time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now's a great time for everybody to get up and go grab yourself a cheeseburger, stretch your legs. We're going to play a couple tunes, and just thanks everybody for tuning in. It'll be about 15 minutes. I'd say 15, maybe 20. I know they're not going to do too much work around this racetrack, although See Gunner's still hanging out down there. That always makes me a little nervous. But we're gonna make this an intermission. Go grab a bite, everybody.
Freight is the backbone of the country, and as long as people need goods, they're going to need somebody to get it to them. My name is Matt Bowl with QualityFreightRate.com, powered by T-Force Worldwide. We provide LTL, truckload, and expedited freight services across this country. If your freight weighs over 120 pounds going over 120 miles, that's where my shipping rates kick in. We help companies ship easier for less. With our system, our customers are able to quote and book shipments with ease 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're having trouble with damages, lost freight, claims of any sort, we can help you with our experience, solve the problem, tell you why it's happening and what you should do to prevent it in the future. Me and my team have been together for over 20 years. We know this industry. We can help all size business, big or small. We love them all, but we have a special spot for small business. Small businesses are pillars in the community. Low rates are critical for a small business because the margins are generally pretty small. They need to have competitive rates. They can't be getting gouged or they lose the sale. Freight is simple. People make it difficult. We work as consultants in the industry, so it doesn't matter what your problem is, we'll solve it. We educate the customers. We solve problems, and we lower their shipping rates. And that's what I've been doing for 20 plus years.
Kevco has been an industry leader in high-performance oil pans and components for over 35 years. Made in Fairmont, Minnesota, Kevco prides itself on being American-made. Kevco has expanded our product line way beyond just oil pans to valve covers, breather systems, jack stands, boilers, wheel sockets, and much, much more. Check out KevcoRacing.com to see everything we have to offer, including our line of street, off-road, and performance oil pans and accessories. Or call 800-770-3557 to talk with our friendly customer service today.
My two passions in life is racing and selling good high-end meat. So my grandfather came here from Germany back in the late 20s. He decided to open his own shop in 1951. He had all the recipes, he had all the talent. His father was a meat guy. His father's father was a butcher. They weren't football players, basketball players. They were in the meat business. And that's our family. That's what we're good at. Old World Meats was derived from Frank's Meats. That was my grandfather's name. I know the quality of my beef is the best because I've purchased it directly from the ranchers that certified Angus beef. We know what our beef is continuously. It is very consistent. So we're located up here in Duluth on beautiful Lake Superior, just a stone throw off of Highway 61. I've lived here my whole life, and it's where I wanted to raise my family. To be successful, you need to have a talent. And I knew I was going to be in the meat business. I can taste spices, I can pick out flavors, where they need to come in, where they need to stop. So knowing your strengths are important and knowing where you came from. We have a hot snack stick that's got actually 8 different spices of heat in that, and it layers the flavors in the heat. That's what makes the difference with our product. The most exciting part was becoming coast to coast with the Old World Meats snack sticks. My neighbor stopped me on the street and said, "Paul, I was just down in Georgia and this gas station had your product." It was one of the highlights of the year. I don't know of a state at this point that we haven't had product in. Being in business in a small town really puts things into perspective. It's the little things for me to be appreciated and respected. So this whole operation here, it doesn't have to be the biggest, but it needs to have passion. And today, I'm changing lives of people that work with me. My guys are learning lifelong skills and values.
It won't be
That's
as
the
good
good
as the
stuff.
other one,
Let's
but
make the world a better place. Let's have a good time at it.
Oh man, you're having fun. This is gas.
At AmRamp Accessibility, our goal is to help people, and that means providing them with the best quality product and service possible. Built with powder-coated steel, our ramps are stronger and longer lasting than those built with wood or aluminum. Installed in a matter of days to ensure your safety as quickly as possible, our teams are here for you.
I can get out.
Yeah, much easier. Better, a lot better. Yes, that.
I don't even have the words to explain how much easier it is. We're just so thankful for it, so thank you. Thank you very much.
Find your forward with AmRamp Accessibility today. Learn more at amramp.com.
Yeah, Butler-Built has been a supporter of mine for a long time. I've always run Butler-Built seats ever I got into 410 sprint car racing, and I feel like they have the nicest aluminum seats out there. The craftsmanship, the welding on it is top-notch, and now they're pouring my inserts and have the gravel cut seat, and gives you a lot of clearance for your hybrid or your Hans, and I feel like, there's no better seat out there. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of feedback, right? These guys do it every day, so as me as a sprint car driver specifically, every form of dirt racing, the seats are built different, and guys like us, drivers are wearing holes in their hybrids because they're rubbing on the seats, and felt like there was a need for a little bit of a new design and a new generation of the sprint car advantage seat. So, it's been a fun ride, and hope to continue the relationship for a long time.
Need auto parts? You know Conrad's Auto Salvage and ASAP Used Auto Parts, two great companies, now one location near Mondovi. We've appreciated your business in Eau Claire. Now you'll find all the same parts and services at our location near Mondovi. We can mount and balance tires, plus do oil changes and more. All the same services in one incredible facility. Conrad's Auto Salvage and ASAP Used Auto Parts, two great companies, now one location near Mondovi for all your auto parts needs.
My name is John O'Connor. I'm a snowboarder for life and a business owner in Windham, New York. We run a restaurant and inn here. This is our backyard. Having a backyard park is really special because being able to snowboard at home and not have to get in the car, go to a resort, wait in a line, is your own creative space to do whatever you want, however you want. You're in your element. You're right at home, and it's a really good feeling when you can tune into the space around you with you and your friends and just make something special of it. The Tow Pro has helped my vision come to life with where I would like to take the backyard setup, and without it wouldn't be the same. It's the most easy to use, compact, portable, reliable rope tow that you can buy. It's the best thing that I own as far as what gives me happiness in life. Without it, it's not the same when you're hiking. To be able to keep riding and feel like you're snowboarding, that's what it's all about. And the Tow Pro has made that happen.
Painful steps shouldn't be part of your daily routine. At Foot and Ankle Clinics, PA, we specialize in diagnosing and treating a wide range of foot and ankle conditions, from heel pain and bunions to diabetic foot care and sports injuries. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jeff Pellersells and Dr. Russell John Hill, bring decades of experience and a compassionate approach to every patient. At our clinic, we are dedicated to serving the community with the highest level of care. Your well-being is our top priority. Serving the communities of Woodbury, West St. Paul, and Edina, we're committed to providing personalized care tailored to your needs. Don't let foot or ankle pain hold you back. Visit footandankleclinics.com to schedule your appointment today.
Every great journey begins with a trusted guide. And when it comes to finding your perfect home, there's no one better than Kathy Vetter. With over 10 years of experience and a passion for real estate, Kathy Vetter helps you find the perfect home, a peaceful country retreat, a cozy single-family house, or your very first step toward a lifetime home. She also specializes in commercial real estate, guiding you through every step of the way. From the heart of the metro to the scenic countryside, Kathy Vetter knows the Minnesota market inside and out, committed to finding the perfect fit for you, no matter where you are. Buying your first home can feel overwhelming, but with Vetter by your side, it's a smooth and exciting journey. She makes first-time buyers feel confident, supported, and understood, every single step of the way. From your first showing to handing over the keys, Kathy Vetter works tirelessly to ensure you get the home you've always wanted. Kathy Vetter, your trusted real estate expert across Minnesota. From vibrant metro living to serene countryside escapes to agricultural and commercial spaces. Let her help you unlock the door to your next chapter.
Well, it looks like track preparations continuing as we approach our championship finals. We welcome everybody back to the second half of our Money Madness event here tonight, our mid-season money event. We take a moment to thank everybody for being a part of tonight and all of our sponsors for making it happen. Starting, of course, with our Storm Series race sponsor, our folks at QualityFreightRate.com. Tonight's money event presented by TNT Construction of Menomonie. There's young Area Johnson on camera there, or one of our rookie cage drivers. Proudly sporting that gold chain. That's not coming off for a while, I don't think. I think we're keeping that one on for a little bit. We also thank all of our other sponsors for being a part of the racing program here at Thunder Hill Speedway, Menomonie Flooring Center, State Farm Insurance, Dave Jorgensen, your local agent, Southside Body Shop, J&K Concrete, Coyotes Den Bar and Grill, Menomonie, Goodrich Trailer Sales from Elkmount, Wisconsin, Hoffman Homes of Menomonie, and Hollywood Wellness of Menomonie, Keys Chevrolet of Menomonie, tonight's event sponsor, TNT Construction of Menomonie, Olson's Funeral Home from here in Menomonie, Kohler's Diesel Repair of Bloomer, Wisconsin, Polish Enterprises from Elk Mound, Wisconsin, Fleet Farm, Haas Enterprises, K2 Racing Suits by Ryan Bowers. So Ryan tonight looking very good in the heat race. We'll see him again in the main. Quality Auto Body of Menomonie, our Storm Series event sponsor, QualityFreightRate.com, TMS Tire and Auto of Menomonie.
Hey, Dino.
Old World Meats. Yes, Matt.
We got a special guest here.
Oh.
We got one of the racers from around town.
I see you.
And I am fortunate enough to do a little bit of work with QualityFreightRate.com as well. Kyle Johnson out of Black River Falls, Wisconsin. Kyle, super glad to see you here at Thunder Hill, and your wonderful daughter, Aria. You didn't right there. Congratulations. You like your bling?
Yes.
What do you think of driving the cage kart? Are you having fun?
Yes.
Tell me, what's the most fun part about this whole racing thing?
That you guys win, and it's not all about winning.
No, it's about having fun. If you ain't having fun, we're doing something wrong, right?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about Dad. You know, what's Dad do at home? Is he always working on your car? Are you giving him a hand?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. Well, congratulations. Now tell me a little bit about you, Kyle. What are you doing these days, other than obviously pitting for your wonderful daughter?
Well, we recently changed careers and we're at Stasworks. We make custom wheels for all kinds of trucks. So if you guys are in the market for custom wheels, look up stasworks.com.
Awesome, buddy. I appreciate that. That's another great name. Probably going to be around the racetrack sometime soon. Hey, now tell me a little bit about your career as well. How long you been racing? What all did you race?
Yeah, I've been racing about 11 years old, and I'll be 40 in November. Pretty much raced everything.
Well, when you say everything, all right, well, let's do this. What's your favorite car that you drove and you raced? And on top of that, where was your favorite racetrack? Where did you like to go?
It's really tough to pick a favorite car, but I would say the B-Mod was my favorite car. As far as the best racetrack, our favorite racetrack, probably MTS. Cedar Lake's pretty good. Red Cedar's good. I mean, they're all in our backyard.
Now, obviously, you guys are here tonight. I haven't seen you guys here that much this year, and I understand it's tough. But I know you're running around some other racetracks. Where you been running with Aria?
Yeah, she's been running Lightning Speedway in Fountain City. Wednesday nights work great for us because my wife doesn't have to work on Wednesdays, so we can get her to the track. So it's been tough for us to get up here on Thursdays, but she's been running good on Friday at MTS, and when we can get up here, we will.
Well, now, MTS obviously just started with Lightning Speedway this year. I know that Thunder Hill moved their racing to Thursday nights because they are hoping for, well, let's try to make it a little more economical to race Thursday and Friday back-to-back for some of the travelers. But tell me about this Thursday night stuff. Do you think that was a good move? Is it make it harder for the racers to be able to also be involved?
As a dad that races and keeps everything running at the house and the race cars and the go-karts, it's tough to go every single night, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It can get pretty tiring, but you got to do what you got to do for your kids, and we do that.
Well, I'm getting word, Majestic Mark, Cornerstone cameraman, saying we're going green, so let's take it back to you, Dean. Thanks a bunch, Kyle. Right. Thanks, Aria. Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you to the Johnsons, Kyle and Aria. And let's give you the starting lineup for the first of this set of championship main events. And this one starts in our box. And we have 14 drivers that are scheduled to start. And this is how they'll start. On the pole from Menomonie, Wisconsin, that's the 88E of Barrett Evans. To his outside from Colfax, Wisconsin, the 13 of Julian Logsleck. Row number 2 on the inside from Winona, Minnesota, the 4 of Luke Pettit. To his outside, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the 19X, that's Onyx Webb. Row number 3 on the inside from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 34, that's Brantley Langer. To the outside from Downsville, Wisconsin, the 22 of Derek LeBlanc. Row number 4 on the inside, Lady Smith, Wisconsin, the 30C, that's Cashton Lear. To the outside from Chippewa, Wisconsin, the 28, that is Broxton Henning. In the 5th row on the inside from Hudson, Wisconsin, the 3J, that is Paxton Friedrich. To the outside from Spring Valley, Wisconsin, the 19H, there is Henrik Hollerud. In row number 6 from Winona, Minnesota, the 5S, that's Sammy Pettit. To the outside, the 22T from Downsville, Wisconsin, that's Theo LeBlanc. And in the 7th and final row, on the inside from Randolph, Minnesota, that's the 17 of Josiah Hoffbeck. And to the outside from Colfax, Wisconsin, that is the 12 of Carter Knudsen. So there you are, 14 drivers for 12 laps. It's $150 to win. Part of our TNT Construction mid-season money. $150 up for the winner tonight in this R-Box feature. 12 laps the distance, field getting lined up. Everybody comes to a stop on the front straightaway, and then we get them lined up 2 by 2. Langer moving in. LeBlanc moves in. There's your first 3 rows. Evans, Logslet, Pettit, Webb, Langer, and LeBlanc. Here comes Lear, and this should give us Henning. Rest of the field getting lined up, heading down into turn 1. Rolling down the back straightaway, around we come. Field will get the 1 to go, and we'll go green next time. 12 laps the distance. Off of 3 and 4, here they come. Green flag is in the air. They pan out 3 wide down the front straightaway with Pettit on the inside. Pettit's going to come out at turn 2 with a race lead. Evans and Logsled. Logsled now. Evans up onto the banking on the inside as the field washes high through 3 and 4. 1 lap in the books, and Luke Pettit is your leader. Logsled, Lear, Evans, Langer, your top 5. Cheers going out for Barrett Evans online. Appreciate all the folks watching along tonight on MBTV and those folks sitting in the grandstand enjoying this great racing action here at Thunder Hill Speedway, our mid-season money event presented by TNT Construction. Luke Pettit continues to be your leader. Julian Logset running in that 2nd spot in that number 13 machine. And Caston Lear has moved up quickly into 3rd, Langer up to 4th, and Evans right now running 5th. Barrett starting in the pole spot, but has dropped back into 5th now as we work our way toward the halfway point. Cheers going out for Josiah. Looking like he's trying to make a move. Langer inside on Evans. LeBlanc right there as well. Good 3-car battle. Still Pettit your leader. Now Barrett Evans back inside of Langer. That's for 4th. 4, 5, and 6. Whoa! Evans around and down into the infield. Keeps the 80 going. Pulls back out. Pettit still your leader, but he can't shake Logset. The lead is just 0.2 of a second. And again, we've got karts going through the infield and down the back straightaway in front of the leaders. Pettit and Logset coming up on those cars that went through the infield. Put them a lap down. Down to just 3 to go now. Oh, look at LeBlanc all the way around. Gets it looped back going. And the caution flag does come out for Derek LeBlanc, or Dirks LeBlanc, I should say. Dirks LeBlanc in that 22. Bringing out the caution flag with 4 laps remaining. 8 laps are complete. Luke Pettit is your leader, followed by Julian Logslet in that 13. And then I believe it'll be Lear, Langer, and Hallrud LeBlanc should go to the tail. Let's see. That's the discussion I think our track officials are having right now, is that a 22 of Dirkswood Blonde was the caution on the back straightaway. So maybe that's trying to move that 22 out of the lineup. A couple of these cars ended up going a lap down, might have gained that lap back because of the caution. All right, now slow roll through turn one. Luke Pettit, Julian Logsled, Cashin Lear, Brantley Langer, and LeBlanc. LeBlanc went around to bring out the caution, but I believe it was because of a lap car. Now we go back to green off of turn 4, and they go side by side, Langer and LeBlanc. That's for 5th. Meanwhile, Lear trying to make a move on 2nd. Langer coming as well. Coming to a couple of laps to go. Here comes Caston Lear trying to get inside on Logsled. Luke Pettit opening it up with 2 to go. White flag in the air. Luke Pettit out in front. Julian Logsled runs 2nd in that 13. Here comes Pettit through 3, off of 4. Checkered flags will fly for Luke Pettit. Out of Winona, Minnesota, your winner in our box. Logsled comes up in the 2nd spot. Langer, LeBlanc, and Lear. And into the TNT Construction Victory Lane tonight on our mid-season money race. Oh, there! Look at the gold going here. Look at the guys got all kinds of gold and stuff going to be handed out. Mid-season money. Helmets come off. You can see them getting the harness all undone. Crew coming over to help finish up. There he comes. Out of the cart. In our TNT Construction Victory Lane on mid-season Monday night. Gold hat, chain in hand. How about a nice big hand for Luke Pettit, your winner in our box. Oh my goodness. That's how money racing's supposed to look when it's all done. You know, cash the big check tonight. The crew joins. Luke Pettit, your winner in our box.
Super crowd here tonight, team. Super crowd tonight.
Event. It'll be 12
a lot of
laps.
These people are going to the USA Nationals this weekend.
That's true. Pettit and crew head off with all their gold hardware and the winnings tonight. The first of our cash out money features. And we get ready for feature number 2. This is our BP Wing final. Drivers had to come through 3 heats and a B feature, and here's how they'll start with a little Pettit on the pole. From Winona, Minnesota, the 3J, that is Jonathan Pettit III. Starting outside from Colfax, Wisconsin, that's the 16 of Oakley Booth. Starting in row 2 on the inside from Colfax, Wisconsin, the 32 of Otto Erickson. To his outside from Runnels, Iowa, the 79 of Dax Housley. Row number 3 on the inside, Randolph, Minnesota's 14, that's Archer Hoffbeck. To the outside from Stanley, Wisconsin, the 36, that's Henry Junker. Starting in row number 4, on the inside from Superior, Wisconsin, the 1T, that's Tanner Johnson. To the outside from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 7 DJR, that's Kinsley Schmutz. Starting in row 5 on the inside from Trumbull, Wisconsin, the 8, that's Alan Byrne. To the outside from Wheeler, Wisconsin, that is the 23 of Harper Halapka. Back row on the inside from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, that's the 18T of Trip Swan. And to the outside from Ellsworth, Wisconsin, the 7B of Brandon Jiragi. Remember, the back 4, Byrne, Halapka, Swan, and Jiragi had to run the B feature to earn their spots in this 12-lap main. Trouble for Swan on the inside of turn 4. Corey Hagenson out cheering for Henry Junker, that number 36. Thanks, Corey, for the wish. Good luck to Henry. It's a good field of cars here. Pettit the 3rd, Booth, Erickson, Housley, Hoffbeck, Junker, Johnson, Schmutz, Byrne. Then the 4 that had to come out of the B feature, Byrne, Halapka, Swan, and Jiragi. Apparently everything's okay for Trip Swan's 18T, and Trip will pull back in right there. All right, field is ready. Roll green flag. We'll go racing next time for 12 green flag laps in BP Wing here on our Money mid-season. Talia with a little cheer for Oakley Booth off the front row. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. Pettit the 3rd out quickly in that 3J. Booth slides back looking for a hole. No place to get in. Oakley's going to have to try to find a way to work his way. Look at the move by Alan Byrne already from the B feature. Is halfway up through the field and into 6th spot. Alan Byrne on the guy with a big move off the start on lap number 1. Headed out front, Erickson, Housley, Hoffbeck, and Junker, your top 5. Housley on the move, inside of Erickson into 2nd now, coming off of turn number 4. Housley working on that 2nd spot now, trying to run down Jonathan Pettit in that 3J. He can see him, about 4 kart lengths, maybe a little bit less. The distance is 0.4 of a second. Hoffbeck now coming up on Erickson. That would be the battle for 3rd. Archer trying to find his way into the top 3. Oakley Booth now 6th. Alan Byrne in 7th. Battle for the lead. Look at here. Housley to the inside. Owen Pettit. Dax Housley to the race lead in the 79. Pettit back to 2nd. Dax Housley out of Runnels, Iowa, trying to pick up the win. Booth and Junker in the battle. That one is for 5th. Oakley now into the 5 spot. Henry back to 6th. Junker and Booth battling it out. Now, Booth pulling away just a little bit, and there's Alan Byrne. Remember, he had to run and win the B feature just to make this show. Hoffbeck now to the inside on Erickson. That's for 3rd. Archer Hoffbeck moving into 3rd around Otto Erickson. Dax Housley, your leader at the white flag. Down the back straightaway. Final time off of 4. Checkers in the air. Housley wins it. Followed by Pettit, Hoffbeck, Erickson, and Booth. Your top 5. Dax doing Dax things, that's for sure. Housley started fourth, ran down Pettit, grabbed the lead, and never looked back. Pettit hangs on for second. Hoffbeck with a nice run. Archer started fifth and comes home third. Housley headed for the TNT Construction Victory Lane on mid-season Monday night. You know what the look's coming. Gold chain, gold hat, mid-season trophy check, the $150 to win, and all the accolades that go along with it. Dax Housley. Housley getting the helmet off. There he goes. Okay. Gold hat coming on. There it goes. Chain going on. There's the gold hat that goes with it. There's the checkered flag ready for the celebration. The sunglasses. Oh, he's not going wing walk. He's got this thing. He knows how to do it. There it is. Dax Housley, everybody, your winner tonight in BP Wing. Housley, who started in fourth, comes home with the win, and he'll cash that $150 that goes to the winner. Mono, that's yours, buddy. We're not taking those back. That's all part of the package. The gold hat, the chain, the sunglasses. Tell you what, talk about doing it upright. That is, when you call it a mid-season money event, that's what it should look like in Victory Lane. Housley back in. He'll refire the motor and he'll drive it off. And we get ready for sportsman racing. Housley headed off, and here's your lineup for the sportsman final tonight. On the pole from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, he won the heat. The 74, that is Jake Johnson. To his outside from Hudson, Wisconsin, the 555, that's Matt Velchek. Row number 2 on the inside, Rock Falls, Wisconsin, that's the 55, that is Trayton Velchek. To the outside from Rock Falls, Wisconsin, that's the 105 of Ashton Henshin. And starting in the third row from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 27, that's Henry Scove. Heat race was a dandy. Both Velchek, Henshin, and Johnson all battling. Jake finally settling in and winning it, so let's see what happens here. Sportsman final ready to come to the green. And we're off and running, going green, green, green. Johnson's going to get the early advantage on Velchek. Here comes Matt to the inside, though. Matt Velchek trying to grab the lead from Johnson. Trayton Velchek there, 3 wide coming off of 4. Down the front straightaway, 2 and 3 wide. Johnson able to hang on. Velchek and Henshin are right there. Look at this battle, 4 cars, 2 and 3 wide most of the time. Henshin now coming on the inside, into third. Velchek now back inside. That's Trayton Velchek in the 55. Double nickels to the second spot. Matt Velchek hangs on at the line, but now Trayton has settled in and Johnson has opened up just a little bit at the front of this one. Battle still raging for that second and third spot. Velchek, Henshin, all right there now as they settle down, roll around. Coming to halfway next time. Here comes Velchek closing on Johnson. Trayton Velchek in the 55, closing in on the 74 of Jake Johnson. They're nose to tail at halfway. 6 down and 6 to go. And Velchek coming to the inside, looking for the race lead. Got the line, little bit of contact, stays right with it. Can he get there? Yes, he will. No, he cannot. Johnson still had it at the line. They're still battling back and forth. Johnson and Velchek. Here comes Henshin now, up in the third. Henshin trying to get to that 3 spot. Matt Velchek trying to hang on. Battle for the race lead. Still there between Jake Johnson of the 74 and Trayton Velchek in that 55. Henshin and Matt Velchek battling for it. Nose to tail, that race lead. Here comes Velchek again. Down to what will be the white flag this time. Side by side with 1 to go. Final time into 2. Velchek on the inside. Johnson by inches. 3. Off of 3. It's Velchek. Johnson. Velchek's going to get it. Trayton Velchek to the 55. By 2/100ths of a second. And a nice congratulations afterward. Man, I mean to tell you, these guys, they put on a show. I can see why Zach thinks this is a great one. What a class, man. They just got after it, lap after lap. You lead for a little bit, I'll lead for a little bit. You swap, we'll go back and forth, and here he comes. Trayton Velchek into victory lane on mid-season Money Tonight, sponsored by TNT Construction. The neck roll comes off. The gloves come off. He relaxes for just a minute and undoes the chin strap on the helmet. Now off it comes. The glasses go back on. Oh yeah, give him the blink, baby. He's got to have the blink. Gold hats on. Chains on. Gold sunglasses to go. You might think he's ludicrous or 50 Cent. There he is, having a nice hand. Trayton Velchek, the winner in Sportsman and I. What a race. And Velchek gets it on the final lap, coming off a turn 4 to outduel Jake Johnson and win in Sportsman. My goodness, what a fun one that was. And now he can put the real glasses on and hang on to the sunglasses so he can see to get her back off the racetrack.
There might only
and we
be
go
5,
to
6, 7 of
MBTV.
them, but tell you what, them guys always bring it.
What a show. No wonder Zach, I was watching last week and Zach goes, this is my favorite class. And I'm like, okay, let me see why. Now I see why. Man, oh man, what a great job. Thanks to Blake Anderson. Just loving giving him the blink thing. And I saw a little post earlier saying that he was just having a really good time tonight watching along with us. We're glad to have everybody tuned in tonight, as well as our folks just hanging out in the grandstands. All right, let's give you the lineup for our next main event. This is another 12-lap final. This is our Mod BP event. And they start like this on the pole from Trempealeau, Wisconsin. The 8X, that's Alan Byrne. To his outside, the 14 from Randolph, Minnesota, that's Archer Hoffbeck. Road number 2 on the inside, Stanley, Wisconsin, that's the 44 of Reese Smith. To his outside from Colfax, Wisconsin, the 8, that's Kennedy Klukas. And starting in the 3rd row on the inside from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, that is the 27 of Xander Glumsky. Here we go. Green flag is in the air for 12 laps in Mod BP lane. Burns going to grab the early advantage in the 8 with Hoffbeck right there behind him in the 14. Hoffbeck now to the inside and Archer's to the race lead. Now here comes Burns back. They'll try and duke it out. Allen on the inside. He'll grab the lead back. You lead this corner, I'll lead that corner. Now Reese Smith getting into the mix in that yellow and black 44 machine. Sliding up into now 2nd between Byrne and Hoffbeck. Alan Byrne opening up just a little bit of an advantage out front. He's about 7/10 of a second between that battle for 2nd between Smith and Hoffbeck. On the move as well, Xander Glumsky in the 27 now, making the pass on Klukas into 4th. Alan Byrne, your leader, has a full second plus on the field Reese Smith still runs second. Hoffbeck is third. Then Glowski and Pukas. Alan Byrne of the 8X. Alicia throwing out wishes for Archer Hoffbeck. Archer's got a little work to do, running in that third spot here in Mod BP. Trying to run down Smith and Byrne. And he might have a little bit of company here shortly. Glowski starting to close just a little bit, within a couple of tenths of that third spot. Byrne working his way into the final third of this one. 8 laps down, final 4 laps, and Alan Byrne all by himself out front with over 2.5 seconds on the field. Up to 3 seconds now with that last lap. I mean, he is stalled in it. He has got this thing rolling. Little bobble coming off of 4 that time. Won't cost him much. About 0.3 of a second is all. That lead is still almost 3 seconds for Byrne. Coming to the white flag. 1 to go. Final time around, and it's been all Alan Byrne. Off of 4. Checkers in the air. Byrne wins Mod BP wing. Smith comes home second. Hoffbeck third. Glowski fourth. And Klukas comes home in the 5 spot. What a run for Alan Byrne. Talk about dominating. The final margin of victory was almost 3.5 seconds. That is a huge margin of victory for the young man. Out of Tripolo, Wisconsin. Oh, little donuts on the front row there. Love the burnout. Now he'll find his way to our mid-season TNT Construction Victory Lane for our mid-season money event presented by our good friends at TNT Construction of Menomonie, and all the gold hardware set to come to the young man from Tripolo, Wisconsin. Through the process he goes to unbuckle, the helmets come off, the deck roll comes off. You got to pop the, most times you got to pop the steering wheel off to get out. Sometimes you don't have to. All right. Here he comes. I can see him climbing out of the car now. There he is. He's got the bling. He's all set. He's headed for the wing. There's your win tonight. Mod BP wing 1, Alan Byrne, your winner. Looking good with a gold chain, man. I think that's a good look right there. Got the $sign on the hat. All right, nice job. Alan dominated tonight, a 3.5 second victory. Once he got out front, he was able to get away from Hoffbeck, and then that was it. All right, all the trappings from the mid-season money event go with Dad and the crew, and Alan will crawl back in and drive the 8 around.
Good time right now to give a little shout out to the stream sponsors that made all of this possible to be able to go back to a free broadcast. That would be Kaiser Wheels, Justice Brothers, Kevco, Old World Meats, QualityFreightRate.com, Butler Built Seats, General Rooter, MB Customs, Swift Springs, Built 2 Media Podcast, and Dan Henning Wings. Dan Henning Wings.
Thanks to all those folks for making our free live stream possible on MBTV Sports, wherever you're watching us, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, X, whatever it's called now. I don't know. However you find us, we're glad you found us, and we hope you enjoy the remaining handful of features. Here's our next event. This is our 125-250 wing final, and we'll start like this. On the pole from Rice Lake, Wisconsin, it's the 22 of Davin Howe. To the outside, from Menomonie, Wisconsin, the 29 of Caleb Kropp. Run number 2 on the inside, the 52 out of Pella, Iowa. That's Knox Peterson. To the outside from Elkmount, Wisconsin, the UFO of Brody Conkey. Back row on the inside from Madison, Wisconsin, the UFO 2 of Conkey, the UFO of Holden Harder starts on the inside of row 3, and on the outside, he had trouble in the heat race. Hopefully they've gotten everything sorted out from Downing, Wisconsin. That's a 66B of Blake DeSmith. DeSmith had trouble in the heat race. He did not get to turn a lap, so hopefully they got everything. No, it does not look like the 66 is going to make the start. That's a tough trip. You come, you hope, you got a little bit of money on the line. How the 22, that's, Matt, if you notice, that's the kart that took the extra laps just at intermission time, so they had to do a little bit of work on that machine for the Rice Lake, Wisconsin driver. All right, here we go. 5 karts, 12 laps. This is our 125, 250 wing final, and we're going green, 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 and Hauk is out quickly with Crop. Peterson running in that 3rd spot. Then Conkey and Harder. Davin Hauk out of Rice Lake, Wisconsin with the early advantage has pulled out to about a half a second lead on Caleb Crop at the front. In fact, Crop gives up that 2nd spot to Knox Peterson. Peterson's on the move and running just about as fast lap times as Hauk. Let's see if Knox can run him down over the course of the 2nd half of this one. We're approaching halfway. Now Crop getting challenged this time by Holden Harder. Harder trying to move that UFO up into what would be 3rd spot, right behind the 29. Hauk continues to stretch the advantage on Peterson to almost a full second now. From that 22 back to the 52. A battle still raging for 3rd. Crop in the 29 and Holden Harder in that UFO. Harder trying to find that position. There's Hauk all alone out front, but Peterson now starting to close the gap on him, running a little bit faster lap that time. Let's see if Knox can run him down here in the final handful of laps. They've got what will be just 2 to go. Next time by, that battle for 3rd still raging. Harder trying to get to the inside on Crop. Now 2 to go. Harder now inside. Crop trying to fight back there. Wheel to wheel. That's for 3rd. White flag in the air. Final time around. Hauk, Peterson, Harder now, and Crop off of 4 to the checkers. It'll be Davin Hauk, your winner, followed by Peterson, Harder, Crop, and Conkey. So Rice Lake, Wisconsin, Davin Hauk, your winner in that number 22. Whatever the adjustment they made, those few laps that they needed at intermission, it made the difference for that machine as he heads for our mid-season money in Victory Lane, powered up by TNT Construction. And all of the gold hardware that goes with it will be awarded momentarily for Davin Hauk out of Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Now, taking just a moment, make sure that everything's undone. He can get out. Like I said, there he is, headed up to the top. There's your winner tonight. There's Davin Hauk out of Rice Lake, Wisconsin. And he's all blinged up.
Looks like they're going to give a little bit of a spray out there on the track, get a little moisture in there for the micros feature coming up.
Now, this is going to be a big one, this micro feature. Remember, this was our biggest class tonight.
Take a quick commercial
This
break.
will-
You've got to ship it
This
from
one will
anywhere
be
to anywhere.
25 laps.
QualityFreightRate.com.
The LTL Freight Logistics Specialists for your small business.
QualityFreightRate.com.
We simplify shipping, eliminate those surprise charges, and negotiate the best rates from most LTL qualified carriers.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Special residential and liftgate rates available for automotive and ag implements.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Use the promo code ICE and get 10% off your first shipment. Startup is so easy. Get a quote and ship today. QualityFreightRate.com.
Painful steps shouldn't be part of your daily routine. At Foot and Ankle Clinics, PA, we specialize in diagnosing and treating a wide range of foot and ankle conditions, from heel pain and bunions to diabetic foot care and sports injuries. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jeff Pellercells and Dr. Russell John Hill, bring decades of experience and a compassionate approach to every patient. At our clinic, we are dedicated to serving the community with the highest level of care. Your well-being is our top priority. Serving the communities of Woodbury, West St. Paul, and Edina, we're committed to providing personalized care tailored to your needs. Don't let foot or ankle pain hold you back. Visit footandankleclinics.com to schedule your appointment today.
All right, we are back. Mike Rossetti coming on and saying he loves the broadcast. Well, we appreciate the feedback on the broadcast, and super happy that we're able to bring this tonight, this wonderful event. Here, obviously, I think this will be a staple event every year. The week of the USA Nationals seems to go in really well with the whole deal, with that coming up this weekend. I know Dean had a little issue with his headset earlier today. I don't know if he's got his, what he's dealing with. Looks like he's dealing with a little bit of running low on batteries. This is the first time Dean's ever worked remote. After how many years? 50 years, I want to say. I know he's not ready. He can't answer me, but he can hear me. But obviously, we really appreciate Dean coming on the broadcast today. Filling in for Zach Bailey, who not able to be here this week on his honeymoon in Canada. And congratulations to him and his wonderful bride. With that, Dean, I see you there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. I can hear you just fine. I didn't realize that was what Zach was doing. He was getting married this week.
Not getting married. He's celebrating. He's celebrating right now. All right, looks like the cars are coming out. We'll do the lineup, Dino.
All right, here we go. This is our micro sprint final, and this is how they are scheduled to start. On the pole from Colfax, Wisconsin, will be the 26th. That's Kendra Pickett. To the outside from Ellsworth, Wisconsin, the 46G. That's Jackson Jiragi. Row number 2 on the inside from Potosi, Wisconsin, the 27C of Jeff Friedrich. To the outside from Elko, Minnesota, the 18R. That's Leighton Rose. Row number 3 from River Falls, Wisconsin, the C71. That's Carter Jansrud. To the outside of Jansrud from Kewaskum, Wisconsin, the UFO of Cade Yeager. Row number 4 on the inside from Welcome, North Carolina, the 8W of Jaden Wagner. To the outside, the 48G of Derek Jiragi. Row number 5 on the inside, New Richmond, Wisconsin, the 628. That's Bryant Link. To the outside of row number 5 from Welch, Minnesota. That's the 99 of Mason Subert. Row number 6 on the inside from Mora, Minnesota, the 19L of Landry Singleton. To the outside, the 99X out of Wheeler, Wisconsin. That's Bentley Halapka. Starting in the 7th row, the 128 from Becker, Minnesota. That's Marshall Willing. To the outside from Hudson, Wisconsin, the 3J. That's Brandon Friedrich. Row number 8 on the inside from New Richmond, Wisconsin. That's Brendan Newville in the 22. To the outside from Farmington, Minnesota, the 15. That's Luke Patterson. Row number 9 on the inside, Otter Creek, Wisconsin, the 23 of Kelly Cost. To the outside, Indianola, Iowa, the 13M of Riley Dawson. And in the 10th and final row from Stacy, Minnesota, the 323 of Tyler Pulaski. And the outside, the 16Z from Watertown, Minnesota, that's Claire Zorn-Turterin. Here we go. This is 25 laps. That's right, 25. Lots of folks watching tonight, enjoying and rooting for their favorite drivers. As we roll them off, roll green flag. We are set to go for 25 laps in our micro sprint final. And then our Wissota Mod 4s and our Gopher Midgets. Off and running we go, green, 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 and Kendra Pickett's going to lead them down into one. They're going 3 wide. Down out of turn 2. Pickett can't hang on. Trying to hold the advantage, but it'll be Jiragi on the outside. Jackson Jiragi in the 46G. Out to the race lead. Rose quickly up into second. Pickett working in the middle as well. Here comes Jensrud. Jensrud down to the bottom. You can see those guys running the high and those guys running the low. Through the middle goes Rose. What a move by Leighton Rose to grab the race lead. Split the difference off of 4. Now can he hang on? Yeah, he will. Jensrud's up in a second. Jensrud on the bottom of the racetrack. Rose up off the high side. Down the back straightaway. Now Jensrud to the race lead and Rose coming back. Cade Yeager with the UFO moving into position on the outside, that black and yellow machine. Jensrud. Again, Rose nose to tail, side by side. Dicing it up on Thunder Hill tonight. Who's going to cash the big money? Right now, into anybody's race. Rose and Jensrud. Little bit of sparks came off that time from Yeager's in that UFO running third. Down the front straightaway. Love that speed shot on MBTV Sports, man. Here comes Yeager to the inside on Rose. That's the battle for second. Yeager trying to take over the 2 spot, and he will. Yeager into second, Rose back to third, and the caution has come out. Oh, we got a couple of cars up on the high side in return turn 3 and 4. Everybody's wheels down, but we'll see how this will shake up the lineup. Man, they have been dicing back and forth at the front of this field. Carter Jensrud, Leighton Rose, Cade Yeager right now 1, 2, and 3. And in that 4 spot is the young North Carolinian. That's Jaden Wagner in that 8W. Remember, he just about won his heat race and had a spectacular save and then wound it up second. That pushed him back in the lineup just a little bit. Wagner started 7th in that 8W and has now worked his way up into 4th. Jensrud, Rose, Yeager, and Wagner, and then Jeff Friedrich is in the 5 spot in that 27th seed. And Friedrich was started third, fell back a little bit, and now is starting to kind of chip away and work his way forward again. We have 8 laps complete. 8 of 25. We're just short of halfway, about 4 laps short of halfway. 4 or 5 laps short there. Nice congratulations going out to Alan Byrne, winner earlier tonight. That BP wing and in Mod BP. Delaware double file start. Behind Jensrud. Rose takes the inside. Yeager the outside. All right, here we go. Now back to green flag we go. 8 laps down. Yeager's going to, Jensrud's going to lead him. Yeager's going to try to challenge down to the bottom. Rose gets through. Jensrud splits the middle again. Jensrud and Rose both went that way. Now Jensrud slows. Caution has come back out again. Actually, it might be all right, there's where it is. There's the contact made there Here comes the replay off of turn 4. What a shot of the move that Jensrud makes up the middle. Look at that. But then you can see up and over, kind of spinning like a top on the tail tank, and then comes down on all 4. Everybody checking it over to make sure it's okay. Anytime a car didn't get upside down, just got kind of straight up and down in the air, kind of spun a little bit and came all the way back down, get a little push, maybe a push start. Great battle so far in this micro sprint final. Still 8 laps of 25 to go. We did not get a lap in there when that caution came out.
My name is John O'Connor. I'm a snowboarder for life and a business owner in Windham, New York. We run a restaurant and inn here. This is our backyard. Having a backyard park is really special because being able to snowboard at home and not have to get in the car, go to a resort, wait in the line, is your own creative space to do whatever you want, however you want. You're in your element. You're right at home, and it's a really good feeling when you can tune into the space around you with you and your friends and just make something special of it. The Tow Pro has helped my vision come to life with where I would like to take the backyard setup, and without it, it wouldn't be the same. It's the most easy to use, compact, portable, reliable rope tow that you can buy. It's the best thing that I own as far as what gives me happiness in life. Without it, it's not the same when you're hiking. To be able to keep riding and feel like you're snowboarding, that's what it's all about. And the Tow Pro has made that happen.
Out, and we're back to our lineup and ready to go with a restart. Carter Jensrud is still your leader, followed by Rose, Yeager, Wagner, and Friedrich, your top 5. This time Rose goes to the outs, and Yeager goes to the inside. Yeager right now the 3 spot. All right, here we go. Jensrud brings him back to green. Off of 4. Yeager down to the bottom, looking to go 3 wide with Rose in the middle. Now Yeager looking to grab that lead. He cannot. Jensrud able to hang on with Rose. Yeager again on the bottom to challenge, looking for that 2nd spot. Again, they're 3 wide coming off of turn number 4. Jensrud hanging on. Rose and Yeager in the battle for that 2nd spot. Rose slides up in front of Yeager, and he'll take that 2 spot. Coming to halfway this time, 12 down and 13 to go. 12 down and 13 to go. And it's Carter Jensrud in that C71. Then Yeager, and now Wagner's in the mix. Jaden Wagner has moved up in that 8W. The North Carolinian is in that 3rd spot now behind Yeager. Front 3 now kind of settled in. And the battle is for fourth and fifth as the caution light flashes again. Tyler Polofsky, I believe, the 323, stalled on the back straightaway. There was, oh man, look at the moon over Thunder Hill tonight. Isn't that something? Big old beautiful full moon, and man, oh man, we have had some great racing tonight. I hope you're enjoying it, sitting in the stands or watching from wherever you're watching. Joshua Dabb with a high.
Joshua's,
appreciate that.
Yeah, he's wondering where we're at. Tell him where we're at there, Dino.
Come on, we're in Menomonie, Wisconsin at beautiful Thunder Hill Speedway. This is our TNT Construction mid-season money event. And right now, Carter Jensrud is trying to hold off the field of micro sprints. 20 have started. They're all still there. And we're back to green. Keep your eye on that red and white machine, or that red and black machine. That's Wagner in the North Carolina. Here comes Yeager to the race lead. No, Jensrud says, I'll take that back. Thank you very kindly. Mason Schubert now on the move as well, up into fourth. That blue machine down to the bottom. Keep your eye on Schubert. He started deep in this field. Wagner now up into the second spot. Now Yeager back around him. We're down to 10 to go, and the caution has come out again. Got a car on the inside. Again, that might be Polofsky's 323. No, that's Kelly Koss. That's Koss's 23, not the 323. "15 laps are complete. We have 10 laps remaining. Mason Schubert in that 99 up into fourth, started 10th. So he's already picked off a half a dozen spots. Wagner started 7th, and now he runs in that third spot. Jensrud has fought off all comers so far. Yeager's going to take the inside again of the Delaware double file start. Single leader out front, that's Jensrud. Wagner to his outside. Schubert, and then then the 27C of Friedrich. Schubert down to the bottom, trying to find his way through. Here comes Wagner down to the bottom. He'll do the slide job on Yeager. A little bit of contact. Yeager got into it just a little bit there with Dawson. Jensrud. Here comes Schubert trying to battle for second. Watch Mason Schubert down to the bottom of the 99. That blue and purple machine trying to fight his way to the front. Jensrud trying to hold him off. Schubert running third. Yeager second. That's Willing in the 128 now moving up. Marshall Willing getting into the mix. Yeager trying to go for the lead. Jensrud says thanks, but no. Down to what will be 5 to go. Yeager hard into the wall, keeps it going, and battle. Oh, now Jensrud is up and over. Jensrud, the race leader, has rolled it and is upside down at the top of turn 4. Carter Jensrud. I thought for a minute that Cade Yeager was going to go upside down or have contact. He hit that wall coming out of turn number 2, but saved it. And just about the time we thought that Yeager was going to crash, Jensrud does. Crew gets him back on all fours. Track officials. All right, here comes the replay. on MBTV Sports for those watching. Oh man, he just really pounds that wall right in between turns 3 and 4, right at the top. You could see him just hammer that wall, and that shot him up and over. Looking at it again, he just right up high. There's not much cushion there. I mean, there is very little cushion there. Carter's coming out, and he's going to, that cart's going to be hauled off, I believe. Contact down the front straightaway on that replay, and Jaeger, look at him. What a save here. He popped the wall, but he didn't hit it quite as hard as Jensrud did. These guys put on a great show.
Had a little technical issue with the instant replay, so I had to back her up. But I figured
that's
so good, let her play.
Oh man, I mean, here he comes down, he makes the slide job up, catches that berm, Jensrud grabs the lead again. Now he slides up, bangs the wall. I don't know how he didn't knock the tire off the B, and just momentarily after that, there comes the spin, up, over, and down. Wagner was able to get on the binders in a hurry and avoid contact with Jensrud. Man, oh man, what a run for Carter Jensrud, and it ends disappointingly upside down in turn 4. So Cade Yeager will now be your leader. The guys that have come from deep in the field, they'll be right there behind him. Marshall Willing and Jaden Wagner, Mason Subert, Jeff Friedrich still there in the top 5. Willing started 13th and now will be 2nd. So keep your eye on the 128 of Marshall Willing. Hoping Carter's okay, got out. Seemed like there was no issue there, just disappointment. So Yeager now in the UFO is your leader. Willing is on the inside in that blue and purple machine, the 128. Wagner is on the outside in that red and black, orange and black 8W. Subert on the inside of the 3rd row. And then Friedrich on the outside. We've still got 6 laps remaining. We've got 6 laps to go. 19 down, 6 to go as we come back to the green. Yeager will lead them off of 4, and the green flag is back in the air. Willing down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get that bottom line to work for him. Yeager up high. Willing stays right there in 2nd. Wagner running 3rd with 5 to go. Marshall Willing down to the bottom. Oh, got another one up and over and on its side with a couple of carts there as well. Quickly our crew out to a 10. Try to see if we can pick up a number. Easy back down.
What number is that?
It looks like maybe that's Brendan Newville, 22. Can't quite tell for sure. Up and out. Driver is up and out of the cart. Okay. Disappointed though. Here comes your replay on MBTV Sports. Watch the top of the screen, up and over. Got one sliding in. Another one quickly jumps on the binders to get slowed down so that they don't really run into that cart. Again, caught the outside berm of the racetrack and just it sent him right up and over. Yeager Willing Friedrich and Jiragi. All right, that is the 22 of Newville, I believe. I believe that is Brendan Newville's 22. Had been running 11th at the time of the crash. So a pretty good run for Newville, who started again deep in the field. You're seeing guys that are going from deep in the field up toward the front of this racing. So there's plenty of racing at this racetrack. And the guys are really making it work. And you can see guys are using multiple lines. They're using that sort of off camber at the bottom where they're kind of the racetrack. Is the leader Yeager up at the top. You can see that Willing has been down at the bottom and trying to work and staying right there. So they'll get lined back up again. We have 4 laps remaining. 21 laps are down, 4 laps remaining. A lot of micro sprints in the infield, including our original pole sitter. I see Kendra getting back in. Several other cars waiting to make the cross of the racetrack and to the exit. All right, back to a Delaware double file restart with Cade Yeager up front. Marshall Willing is second, Jaden Wagner is third, Jeff Friedrich is now fourth, and Jackson Uragi has moved into the 5 spot. Here we come, looking for the green with 4 to go. Yeager and Wagner to the high side, Willing on the bottom. Friedrich in the middle, trying to make it go, and the caution has come out again. That driver will be able to continue, so we'll just line them back up and get ready for a restart. We go back to the last completed lap, meaning we have 5 laps remaining. My race fast scoring shows 20 laps down and 5 to go. They did not complete lap 21. They were thinking about it or were close. Yeager's still your leader. Wagner again is going to take the outside. Willing will take the inside. Friedrich going inside, and Subert on the outside. So Friedrich in that green and black machine. He is currently in the 4 spot. Subert to his outside is 5th. Yeager in the UFO. Willing in the 128. Wagner in the 8W. Friedrich in the 27C and Subert in the 99. Here we go. 5 to go. Back to the green flag off of 4. Willing continues to work the bottom. Wagner up high. Friedrich kind of running a middle line. Now drifts up a little wide coming off of turn number 4. Yeager now moving away. Wagner up into 2nd spot now. The North Carolinian runs 2 in that 8W. Willing in the 3rd spot. Friedrich in the battle for 4th with Subert. Now Subert into the 4th spot. On Friedrich. 2 to go. White flag will be in the air for Yeager. White flag waves for Cade Yeager in the UFO. Little brush with the wall off of 2. He's been there all night. Here he comes. Again, he tags the wall in 3, but he'll drive it home to the victory. Yeager's going to win it. Wagner home 2nd. Willing home 3rd. Subert and then Uragi, your top 5 in our micro sprint final. Well, I mean, he flirted with the wall constantly. But he has found our mid-season money victory lane, sponsored by TNT Construction. all of the hardware that goes along with winning the mid-season money event. The gold hat, the chain, the sunglasses, the Hollywood look of a mid-season money event. There's the big trophy check that indicates the win, and the $700 up for grabs tonight. Helmet's still on. Now the helmet's off. Popping out of the top of that micro sprint. There he is. Gold hat goes on. Chain goes on. Sunglasses. We got time. Give it. There we go. Got it. Checkered flag. Cade Yeager, your winner tonight on our TNT Construction mid-season money victory lane. Yeager wins it. I don't know how many times he bounced it off the wall, but it kept going. Time after time, he kept that UFO machine moving and finds his way into victory lane here tonight. One more group shot to make sure that everybody's got one to post. Because if you don't post it on social media, it didn't happen. Oh, he's looking at the tire. He's like, how in the heck did I keep this? How is this thing still holding air? I mean, I beat it up on the wall. I beat it up on the wall. I don't know how it's even holding air.
We're up to a couple hundred people online. If you guys and gals that are tuning in online, share it. Let's get these Mod 4s at Thunder Hill a little extra views. Let's make sure everybody knows how these guys race on their first time here at Thunder Hill Speedway.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna douse a little more water on the racetrack before we see our Mod 4 final. For the first time ever here at Thunder Hill Speedway, the Wissota Mod 4s have come to play, and the heat races were pretty entertaining, so this main event should be fun as well. While the crew goes to work, let's take a minute again to thank QualityFreightRate.com, our Storm Series race sponsor, and Matt and the crew. They do a great job with that. We really appreciate that. Tonight, of course, our mid-season money race presented by TNT Construction of Menomonie. And everybody's been visiting the TNT Victory Lane and enjoying all of the accoutrements, I guess, that go along with it. The gold hat, the big chain, the sunglasses, all looking real good in Victory Lane tonight from our money winners tonight. We've got a couple more to hand out. Wissota Mod 4 will go 20 laps tonight, and then it's our Gopher Midget finale to wrap up tonight's mid-season money race.
Chad did say that he's just gonna give it a quick little spritz in between some of these final features. He's not gonna be bringing out the digger. Just gonna get a little bit of moisture for these guys to grab onto. Awfully hot.
Just trying to put a little bit down, bring a little bit back up. All right, he's got her where he wants it. Pulls her back into the infield. And then he'll make the pull across the track and out. And we will see our first ever Wissota Mod 4 feature. And they'll line them up like this. On the pole from Hillman, Minnesota, the XL1, that's Andrew Funt. To his outside from Pennock, Minnesota, he won the heat race, the 37 of Dean Larson. Run number 2 on the inside, Big Lake, Minnesota, the D5 of Doug Friedrich. To the outside, Big Lake, Minnesota, the number 9, that's Thomas Burgard. Run number 3 on the inside from Onamia, Minnesota, the N88, that's Gerald Noner. To the outside from Mora, Minnesota, the 3 of Josh Madsen. And row number 4 on the inside from Hillman, Minnesota, that's Chad Funt in the XL21. And to his outside from St. Cloud, Minnesota, the 66F, that is Steve Fralick. Wissota Mod 4 Main event, 20 laps the distance. 8 drivers scheduled to start. For their first ever visit to this beautiful 1/6 mile racetrack. I'd be curious to hear what drivers' comments are after this one. This has been a great, these guys really raced that heat race hard. They were very competitive. So this ought to be fun for 20 laps. Wissota Midwest Mods, our Wissota Mod 4s are rolling the track in a little bit with that moisture. Just kind of rolling it a little bit so that it's not greasy. You just want to just kind of get it to the point where it'll be really racy. All right, looks like they're forming up. Let's see if we'll give them the 1 to go this time or if we'll go one more time. Looks like we'll go one more time and then go to the 1 to go, just to make sure everybody gets caught up. Funt and Larson on the front row, Friedrich and Burgard in row 2, Noner and Madsen in 3, Funt and Freilich in row 4. And we're off and running, going green off of 4, 3 wide out of turn 2. Oh, might have a couple hooked together. Top of the racetrack at turn 4. I think we're going to get a caution because I don't think they can get separated. That was the pole sitter, Andrew Font, in the XL1. And that might be Larson on the outside. Let's see how they come together. They just kind of get that the 2 front wheels get kind of locked together, and neither driver can steer it either way, and so they just slow it down and get it up to get it up out of the traffic. Now, let's see how they're going to have to get it unhooked a little bit. Funt and Burgard, I believe, are the 2 drivers that got tangled together. That looks like the 9 of Burgard, either the 9 of Burgard or the 3 of Madison. I'm thinking it's Burgard's 9. And they get tangled up coming out of turn number 2, and then it just got, they just got even more wedged as they came down the back straightaway through 3 and into turn 4, where they finally were able to just come to a stop. So we're going to need a little something to lift up Funt's XL1 and get him unhooked. So we'll bring the tractor out to hook up.
Thunderhill definitely needs to get a tow truck sponsor.
What? A tow truck?
Somebody from Menomonie, Wisconsin that owns a towing company.
Oh, man.
Probably a good idea to come out here and talk to Chad.
You want all kinds of plugs, man. There you go. Get a towing company at a racetrack. That's how you do it.
Dad owns the farm. Chad's dad owns the farm that surrounds this place. He's not farming anymore, but got a lot of farm equipment. So it's, at least they got some heavy equipment to get these things out. But boy, any of you guys and gals watching this know a towing company in the Menomonie area, hey, there's 16 shows a year. We're getting little by little more of these cars, bigger cars, and definitely a good place to possibly come and get a little bit of extra exposure for your business and a little bit of support from all these great fans.
So it was the XL1 of Andrew Funt and the 9 of Thomas Burgard, the 2 cars that got collected there out of turn number 2 and then finally driving to a stop in turn 4. Came apart fairly easily with the use of the tractor, so they couldn't have been really hooked together too badly. That'll move Dean Larson to the race lead with 1 lap complete. Unless we go back to the last completed lap, and then that means we'll go back to the original restart. Funt has moved back up alongside of Larson. That's Madsen's 3. Burgard has taken the 9 off of the speedway and is headed back to the pit area. So there may be some damage in that, in the shock or something in the A-frame on the front end of that car that won't allow him to really steer it to the left. So Funt and Larson are side by side. Friedrich and Burgard should be in row 2. Well, Burgard, we know, has taken the 9 off of the speedway. So the D5 of Friedrich, and then probably the 3 of Madsen or the 88 of Noner. We'll see how they move them up. All right, Noner's going to move up alongside of Friedrich. And they're going to move the XL1 of Funt to the tail, and we will have 1 lap complete. So they were coming around to what would have been the completion of lap 2 when Funt and Burgard got together. All right, roll green flag. We should go green next time by. Dean Larson is your leader. Friedrich and Noner in that Delaware double file behind. Larson brings them off of turn number 4 with Friedrich in tow. Out front, Larson maintains that advantage in the 37. Got a really good battle for second raging here. With Friedrich, Noner moving in. Andrew Funt in that XL1 trying to work his way from the back, trying to get his way back up front. Remember, he started this race on the pole. Chad Funt in the XL21. Or I should say Andrew Funt in that XL1. Right now in the second spot. Here comes Chad Funt trying to work around Madsen. Larson still your leader with a sizable advantage, just under a second on Funt. Then Friedrich, Madsen, and Noner. Halfway home this time for Dean Larson in that 37. 10 laps down and 10 to go. Larson started on the outside of the front row, but here comes his other front row mate in Andrew Funt. There's Friedrich, Doug Friedrich in the D5, currently running in that third spot, trying to reel back in Funt. Madsen is fourth in that white, blue, and black 3. And then you've got the XL21 of Chad Funt, and then Noner's 88. Larson stretching the advantage to over a second and a half as we approach 5 to go this time. 5 to go now for Dean Larson. Andrew Funt runs second. Doug Friedrich is third. Josh Madsen is fourth. Gerald Noner is in the 5 spot. Then Freilich and Chad Funt, who is 1 lap down. Larson now stretching it out to just about a 2-second advantage at the front of this field and coming up on Freilich's 66F. Trying to put him a lap down. Coming to what will be the white flag this time. White flag will wave. Larson trying to get around Freilich. Now he will. Comes to the inside, and the checkered flag will wave for Pinnock, Minnesota's Dean Larson in our Wissota Mod 4 final. Andrew Funt in the XL1 will wind up second. Doug Friedrich in that D5 comes home third. Josh Madsen in the 3 comes home in the 4 spot. And then Gerald Noner in that N88 will wind up in the 5th spot. So Dean Larson out of Pinnock, Minnesota is headed for our midseason money victory lane, powered by TNT Construction. And a chance for Dean to get all blinged up. One more final to go. It's our Gopher Midgets coming up. Placards go out for the awards. The prize money handed out for our mid-season money event, powered by TNT Construction. Larson getting unbuckled inside. He'll pull the helmet off. Somebody with a Godby33 at Godby33 saying, "This is my first week watching." Well, where have you been all year? This is race 6 of our Storm Series season. Yes, it's a weekly event. Normally it's on Thursdays, though. And it will go back to Thursday next week. So, but this is our special mid-season event, and so we moved it to a Wednesday night with the extra money up in all the classes, and with the Mod 4s here for the first time. There he comes. Dean Larson getting out of that 37. There he is, got the gold chain. Man, that's, oh, look out. Where's he? Is he climbing the fence? Dino, are you climbing the fence, baby? Here he comes. He's climbing the fence at Thunderhill Speedway. That's how it goes right there. That-a-way. Did you hear how old he said he was, Matt?
I didn't, Dean. I'm working in here cutting.
I thought he said he was 66 years old.
69. He's 69.
69. He and
That's
I.
amazing.
Wow. Unbelievable. Way to go, Dino. That boy. 69. Showing everybody how to get her done. There it is. That's the coolest 69-year-old winner you've ever seen in your life. I'm telling you. Right there. That's how it's done. How it's done.
How awesome
You
was it to
climb
have
the
the Mod
fence.
4s tonight?
Oh, my goodness.
For their first
That
time
was great
here,
with 8. Can you imagine what you might get if you had 20 of them?
Well,
oh, my
you know,
goodness.
it's just one of those things. They just need a few more laps and adjustments.
Yeah.
And obviously, Chad's, you know, he also, it's the first time kind of prepping for some of these Mod 4s. I know he was very kind of concerned with the narrower tire and, you know, how moist does he want to make it. But honestly, great job by all.
Oh, my goodness. What a great run for the Mod 4, our Wissota Mod 4s tonight. First time in at Thunderhill, and man, oh, man, I can't wait to see him again.
Well, we got one more, Dean. We got one more race to go here.
Got one more here on our TNT Construction mid-season money event. And you know what it is. It's Go for Midget time, boys and girls. It's Go for Midget time. The Gopher Midget Racing Series comes to Thunder Hill, and Ryan Bowers will lead them to the green flag. Starting on the pole in that 55, he won the heat race earlier today. So that gave him the honors of the pole. And this will be 20 laps as well. And there's your lineup on MBTV Sports if you're watching along with us. If not, here's how they'll start. On the pole from Nowthen, Minnesota, the 55, that is Ryan Bowers. To the outside from River Falls, Wisconsin, the C71, that's Carter Jensrud. Row number 2 on the inside from Lake Elmo, Minnesota, the 19 of Jack Berger. To his outside from Somerset, Wisconsin, the 20, that's Owen Carlson. And starting in the third and final row from Little Canada, Minnesota, the 97, that is Cam Schaefer. Bowers, Jensrud, Berger, Carlson, and Schaefer. Thank you, Charlie. Charlie Haley saying, first time watching, awesome show, absolute, we're having a blast. Just having a good old Wednesday night. And, the Hurt family with some helpful wishes for Ryan Bowers with a big go posted. Luis, thank you. First time watcher. Hopefully you'll be a second time and a third time and a fourth time, and we'll hook you in every week. And we got one more. Thank you, Craig. That's right, one more. It's Gopher Midget time. The Gopher Midgets will be on the road in a few weeks. Come late August, they'll be revisiting the Worthington Speedway where they were back in, where were we at? Was that May we were back there? Earlier in the year, Matt? Was that when we were there in May?
Yep.
For that Prairie Thunder event at Worthington?
I think it was May 20th. We had 17 midgets.
Oh, yeah. Tremendous show. We'll be back there again on August 27th. August 27th, the Gopher Midgets on the road at Worthington Speedway. Regulars here at Thunder Hill each and every week, but on that Thursday night, they'll make the road trip to southwest Minnesota and Worthington Speedway. We had 17 that first time. That was exciting. That was some great racing.
We're really excited about, obviously, the midget migration that is happening up this way. Obviously, we'd love to see more cars here. Bill Johnson and his wonderful son, Matt, has had a pretty tough year. But they'll be back out, and the numbers are definitely growing. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Green flag. Quick shout out to Nixie and 3DD for being a part, watching in tonight on Instagram. Appreciate that. Quick move by Jensrud down the middle. We go 3 wide through 3 and 4 with Bowers on the outside. Everybody settles in, but it's Carter Jensrud out quickly in the C71. Bowers trying to reel him in. Berger into second now in the bottom of the 19. Berger in that black and blue 19 machine right now running second, but almost a second back of Jensrud, and with a little bit of Schaefer right there behind him. Cam trying to find a little room as they go. Berger moves up just a little bit. That'll allow Schaefer on the bottom. Can he get through? Yes, sir. Schaefer gets inside on Berger. Bowers back to second. Schaefer now to third. Berger back to fourth. Carlson runs fifth. Schaefer trying to go to work now on that second spot. And Bowers, and he's side by side with him coming out of 2. Schaefer down at the bottom. Bowers up on the top. Schaefer's right there with him. Flames coming out of the engine. You can see him. He's running that thing as rich as possible, I think. Jensrud all by himself out front with just about a second lead in that Doan C71. Schaefer now running in second, running on the bottom of the racetrack. Can he carve away at the lead a little bit? Looks like he's working on it. Here he comes. Schaefer's carved off a couple of tenths. Working on halfway, not quite halfway yet. It'll be halfway next time by. And now Jensrud says, oh, I can see him. And down to the bottom he goes to protect. and he'll stay there, this time off of 4 as we come to halfway. 10 down and 10 to go, and they're wheel to wheel. Schaefer on the inside. Schaefer and Jensrud. Jensrud says, I got to go back where my speed is, out to the outside. Wheel to wheel, Schaefer and Jensrud. Jensrud up alongside. Schaefer trying to give him all kinds of trouble on the bottom. Jensrud trying to just out horsepower him on the high side, and so far it's working. Jensrud hangs on to the advantage, but it's less than 0.05 of a second. Jensrud holds the advantage. Way up against the berm. Schaefer still on that bottom as we come closing in on 5 to go. Next time by, it'll be 5 to go here in the Gopher Midgets. Jensrud, a little tap of the wall off of 3 and 4. 5 to go. Jensrud and Schaefer still 1 and 2. Berger runs third. Bowers and then Carlson. Schaefer still there on the bottom of the racetrack. It'll be 3 to go this time. Schaefer trying to find a way. Jensrud went down to the bottom to protect, and that didn't work for him. That's been his line all night, running that high side, and he's been very effective at it. Schaefer's still there with 2 to go. Down to the white flag they come. Final time around. Schaefer down to the bottom, made a run, but Jensrud's going to hold him off. Final set of corners off of 3 and 4. Carter Jensrud to the checkered flag and the win of the Gopher Midget Racing Series. Thank you, Nick. That was awesome midget racing. Carter Jensrud, Cam Schaefer. Now remember, Schaefer started dead last. He was 5th on the original starting lineup. Fought his way up, made that bottom line work, nearly found his way to victory lane. But it will be Carter Jensrud who will turn, thanks to Fisher Racing 31. Yeah, that Midwest, that Mod 4 race was phenomenal. There he comes. Doan and Steel Brothers Racing Machine, the C71 of Carter Jensrud into our mid-season money. Victory lane powered up by TNT Construction. There comes the helmet off. The Hans device comes off as well. Put the chain on. Got to get the sunglasses. Let's see how he sports the hat. I'm thinking it might kind of go a little sideways, kind of. I don't know. Carter's kind of that kind of cool. Yeah, see, I told, well, it looks like, there we go. Got the sunglasses. There's the checkered flag. There he is. How about a nice big hand? Our Gopher Midget Racing Series feature win, Carter Jensrud of the C71. And down off the front he comes. Now, you got to adjust the hat. It isn't quite right. Got to look good. Gabby 33. Got a race fan from Iowa. There you go. Hawkeye Staters checking in. Love that. Carter's in victory lane, and now we'll get the pictures taken. There we go. What a run for Carter Jensrud, who wins it by 0.7 of a second over Cam Schaefer. Carter went to the bottom and tried to hold Schaefer off, and then that just didn't work. He went, now forget this, I'm going to lose this race if I try to race him on the bottom. He went right back to the high side and then was able to pull away in those final laps. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great time. Go find yourself someplace cool and maybe another cold beverage or something. Thanks for everybody coming out to Thunder Hill Speedway tonight for our TNT Construction mid-season money event. We thank everybody for being a part of the racing. If you're watching tonight on MBTV Sports, man, I hope you had a great time. We love bringing you this racing action. It was a tremendous night here. We thank all of the sponsors for being a part of this. And we hope you drive carefully on the way home. As an old announcer friend of mine told me, leave the racing at the track, drive carefully on the way home. We thank our friends at QualityFreightRate.com for their series sponsor, Dan Henning Wings, all of our live streaming sponsors for being a part of the event. And we thank everybody for watching Justice Brothers. They're our hard charger. Man, we're going to have to see who the hard charger is for that one. It might be Shape Roof, started at the back. Kaiser aluminum wheels, some of the most quality wheels in racing. You'll find them on sprint cars and midgets all over. Our good friends from Duluth at Old World Meats. Can't wait to get back up to Duluth, and we'll stop in and say hi and thank them for being a part of our team. Triple X as well. We thank all of these streaming sponsors, all the folks.
Dean, I want to jump in here. I gotta jump in.
You go ahead,
Matt.
Matt.
Thank you tremendously for being part of this tonight. Obviously, a wonderful honor to have you be a part of it.
Oh.
The fans, everybody that was contributing on the live stream, talking, putting up posts, commenting,
that's the thing right
sharing, just everybody that came here tonight. What an awesome crowd. Awesome group of racers. Just thanks to everybody that showed up here tonight. The sponsors, obviously, of the racetrack, the cars. Again, I can't emphasize enough to all you race fans that are watching this. You got one of these racers that lives near you. You work at a business. Get on board with them. Support these racers. It's incredibly challenging right now. Racing is incredibly challenging with obviously the cost of everything going up. So anybody and everybody that tries to get behind any of these racers, any of these racetracks, obviously the broadcast, any part of it is wonderful. We really appreciate you just for coming out. It was a wonderful night. Dean, again, 50-year veteran like you.
Thank you, Matt.
It's a true honor.
It was a pleasure on my part. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of it. I look forward to the next time we get a chance.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a day, and we're going to sign off with some commercials, but we look forward to seeing you guys all out here in a couple of weeks. Thanks a bunch, everybody.
Freight is the backbone of the country, and as long as people need goods, they're going to need somebody to get it to them. My name is Matt Bohl with QualityFreightRate.com, powered by T-Force Worldwide. We provide LTL, truckload, and expedited freight services across this country. If your freight weighs over 120 pounds going over 120 miles, that's where my shipping rates kick in. We help companies ship easier for less. With our system, our customers are able to quote and book shipments with ease 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're having trouble with damages, lost freight, claims of any sort, we can help you with our experience, solve the problem, tell you why it's happening and what you should do to prevent it in the future. Me and my team have been together for over 20 years. We know this industry. We can help all size business, big or small, we love them all. But we have a special spot for small business. Small businesses are pillars in the community. Low rates are critical for a small business because the margins are generally pretty small. They need to have competitive rates. They can't be getting gouged or they lose the sale. Freight is simple. People make it difficult. We work as consultants in the industry, so it doesn't matter what your problem is, we'll solve it. We educate the customers, we solve problems, and we lower their shipping rates. And that's what I've been doing for 20 plus years.
Kevco has been an industry leader in high-performance oil pans and components for over 35 years. Made in Fairmont, Minnesota, Kevco prides itself on being American-made. Kevco has expanded our product line way beyond just oil pans to valve covers, breather systems, jack stands, boilers, wheel sockets, and much, much more. Check out KevcoRacing.com to see everything we have to offer, including our line of street, off-road, and performance oil pans and accessories. Or call 800-770-3557 to talk with our friendly customer service today.
My two passions in life is racing and selling good high-end meat. So my grandfather came here from Germany back in the late 20s. He decided to open his own shop in 1951. He had all the recipes, he had all the talent. His father was a meat guy. His father's father was a butcher. They weren't football players, basketball players. They were in the meat business. And that's our family. That's what we're good at. Old World Meats was derived from Frank's Meats. That was my grandfather's name. I know the quality of my beef is the best because I've purchased it directly from the ranchers that certified Angus beef. We know what our beef is continuously and it's very consistent. So we're located up here in Duluth on beautiful Lake Superior, just a stone throw off of Highway 61. I've lived here my whole life and it's where I wanted to raise my family. To be successful, you need to have a talent. And I knew I was going to be in the meat business. I can taste spices, I can pick out flavors, where they need to come in, where they need to stop. So knowing your strengths are important and knowing where you came from. We have a hot snack stick that's got actually 8 different spices of heat in that, and it layers the flavors in the heat. That's what makes the difference with our product. The most exciting part was becoming coast to coast with the Old World Meats snack sticks. My neighbor stopped me on the street and said, "Paul, I was just down in Georgia and this gas station had your product." It was one of the highlights of the year. I don't know of a state at this point that we haven't had product in. Being in business in a small town really puts things into perspective. It's the little things for me to be appreciated and respected. So this whole operation here, it doesn't have to be the biggest, but it needs to have passion. And today, I'm changing lives of people that work with me. My guys are learning lifelong skills and values. That's the good stuff. Let's make the world a better place. Let's have a good time at it.